Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the stream. I have my camera in a slightly different place because I got a tripod for it, so you're above my computer and I can turn it. Doesn't matter. Let's go. We're back for Heroes in Training, our Masks game on the lovely Sunday evening. Apologies for not streaming last week. It was a week as it goes. So we are back and we have a lovely guest. But before we get into that, we're gonna go around and have everybody say who they are and who they're playing tonight. Mecca, you can get as much into that as you'd like, but let's start out, as always, with the lovely Savannah.
Hi, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter, where you can find my streaming schedule pinned to the top of my page. Very soon to be updated because we have some new stuff coming to the channel that I'm very excited to talk about, but not today. You can find me most of the time on twitch.tv/game nights. This game with 2 G's and nights with a K. I'm over there Thursdays through Mondays, either playing in games or running them, or occasionally playing video games. We're trying to set up an Elden Ring stream with some folks, so keep an eye out for that. And then I'm here on Sundays, but tonight I am playing Sophia Minea, hero name Nemia, who is the bull.
Thank you very much. Next up is Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel Elizabeth. You can find me here on Twitch at Rachel Elizabeth. I think I'll be back maybe this week or next week. I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying all the time off. You can find me here on Sundays and anywhere else on the internet that my friends ask me to be. And tonight I'm playing Jupiter, the outsider.
Oh, so outside. Next up
Pause
is...
perfect.
Next up is Alex.
I'm assuming that's me. Hello. I'm Alex, one of the two Alexes tonight, which hence the confusion, even though he is never Alex in my presence, which that makes it sound really mean and rude, but I'm just gonna stop talking and get on with introductions. Hello, I'm Alex. I'm some guy on the internets, mostly over on GGK, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays. I'll mention one of the new upcoming things that Savvy alluded to. In a little less than a month, I'll be running a Pathfinder game on alternating Saturdays over there. Yeah, we'll be doing the Extinction Curse adventure path, which if you're not familiar with it, circus folk have to save the world. So that'll
Which is
be fun.
every game that we play on that channel, I think,
Yes,
in some capacity.
But this time it's
Fair.
literal circus, people, because you have a circus that you have to manage while saving the world. So it's going to be lots of fun. We all have very little experience with the system, so that'll be a good adventure to join us if you want to learn the system too. But for tonight's game, I am playing Billy Burns, aka Rune the Nova.
Thank you very much. And rounding out our normal cast is Tanya.
Oh, hey, you can find me at Tanya Rolling Places. And sorry, Ted's eating something on the floor. And you can follow the Pugs on Instagram at The Abominable Pugs. I also have a weird podcast. I only have one episode up, but I've been working on a bunch more, and they're getting progressively weirder. Spider Facts with Billy. But tonight, I am Nancy McGee, aka The Devereaux.
Speaking of spider fact, there's a spider
Kill
in
it.
my room.
Kill it.
I know, it's
Mecca,
gone.
get out of there.
Did you find me?
Set Krieg on the
I
spider.
know, I was yelling for Abaddon. She was looking for bugs earlier, but you're not doing your job, kiddo.
You have one job, Cat.
Yeah, don't puke on things is the other job, and they don't do that as well. Anyways, and last but not least, rounding out our wonderful cast is our wonderful, beautiful, amazing guest for the evening, Mecca. Why don't you tell them who you are, who you're playing?
I'm going to shut my mouth for a second and then start talking. Hello, I'm Mecha, or Mecha Spider. I'm at Mechalite Spider on Twitter, where I occasionally post where I'm live on Twitch, normally playing Valorant or any other game that'll piss me off. But I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring recently. I should stream that. Anyways, I'm going to be playing Danny, or Danny Lane, also known as the Technomancer, and I am playing the Scion.
And I'm LB Hackemup. I am going to be your game mistress, your keeper, your purveyor of secrets for the evening. And we're going to jump in. But first, we have to do our lovely recap for the evening, brought to you by the wonderful Rachel. Take
Oh,
it
that's
away.
my job. Dear Diary, classes restarted, so I guess that means they have a handle on the security stuff now. Apparently, barriers are in place, which means no one can teleport into the school grounds. I'll be the judge of that. It didn't seem like anyone else in our homeroom was talking about the random bad guy coming over their TV screen. I feel like that's something that definitely would have come up in morning gossip. So apparently, it was just us that got the invitation. After classes, Nancy was talking about how she was finally going to pull the trigger and go get dinner with Jackie. She seemed like she needed to blow off some nervous energy before she went, so I suggested we go to the training room to do some practice so she could throw some shit. Billy did some sorcerer shit, I shapeshifted into shit, Sophia also threw some shit. It was fun, and by the end of it, we kind of felt like a team again. The kid had apparently been watching and came to tell us we looked good and to give us the option to sit out patrols because of what we'd been through. We didn't want to get benched, as Sophia eloquently put it, and we opted to stay in the rotation. Nancy went to shower, and the rest of us met her in her room to help her get ready for her date with Jackie. She looked so freaking cute, I swear. I saw Jackie's jaw drop when she came to the door. Not that Jackie saw us, because Billy made us invisible. We definitely could have all left, but decided to sit and watch a movie in Nancy's room while she was on her date so we could hear all about it when she got back. They hopped on Jackie's motorcycle, and she and Nancy went to this great little barbecue place with live music and great food. The two of them sat outside, enjoyed the music, ate, and talked. As the night went on, Nancy's nerves disappeared, and they got pretty cozy. They even made plans for a second date. After a kiss goodnight, Nancy came barreling back up to her room and told us everything, obviously. We made it through classes the next day and had a working lunch at the library before we headed out on patrol, trying to research the band of bad guys to get some intel. Before we started, Sophia ran into Tony and they made plans to do a copy and canvas together this week. Billy and Sophia definitely had the most luck with research. Sophia was digging through social media and ended up finding the Instagram of someone mighty suspicious that commented on one of Banana's posts and that also follows Sophia, Nancy, and I. Billy isn't very active on social media despite my best efforts. She sent Black Lily, the suspicious Instagram account, a follow request and waited to hear back. Billy managed to find a few articles that made it sound like the band of bad guys and Beastly Shadows in particular, prior to being taken into custody, had also been on the western side of the country, around towns where there are other academies for young heroes. There were also some reports from about 5 years ago of people in other parts of the world being abducted by aliens and losing weeks of time and coming back changed. I ended up going down a Reddit rabbit hole and learned literally nothing useful, and Nancy was still distracted and giddy from her date. After that, we were transported to the city we were supposed to do patrol in, and walked through our sector. Billy and Sophia hung back, and Billy officially asked Sophia out on a date. They made plans to grab dinner after we got back from patrol. The afternoon was pretty boring, to be honest. No disasters, no attacks. When we made it back to the academy, I had a thought. After all the commotion of getting Sophia back and the drama that followed, Thalassophobia took the box she'd been carrying, and we never figured out what was inside. We decided it was time to learn why that had been so important. Billy reached out to his mentor, the Silver Shepherd, knowing that they and Thalassophobia are in contact, and Sophia waited with him in his room to hear back while Nancy and I went to shower. We kind of felt gross. A portal opened to Billy's room, and he and Sophia went through, making their way into the Silver Shepherd's pocket dimension. They walked over and inspected Sophia, stating that her powers came to her in a unique way, and that they could taste the magic on her. Whatever the hell that means. A portal appeared in front of Nancy and I when we were done showering and dressed, luckily, and walked through, joining our friends. The Silver Shepherd told us that what was in the box was a very powerful amulet, shielding the user from the effects of magic. Billy asked the Silver Shepherd a few questions about the band of bad guys, and it seems like there may be a divide amongst them between one who is fearful of magic, possibly the guy who put the mind control technology on Sophia, and those who use magic. They told us about the apparent leader of the BGs, the one who appeared to us on Nancy's TV, The Last Laugh, and how they can't seem to get a handle on what their powers may be, and how their power set seems to change week to week. Sus, very sus. The Silver Shepherd told Billy that there was a way for them to reach into his mind and extract the location of the BG headquarters where the smoker took him. But that would be painful, and that they would need time to prepare. Billy said he'd do it. Of course he did. The shepherd also did a weird thing to Nancy, so we could temporarily see the physical manifestation of her curse and how far to progress, which was unnerving to say the least. They said that there may be someone who can reverse it, and they're going to reach out. You know, I've been to that pocket dimension twice, and I've left there stressed and feeling like garbage both times. I really vote we don't go back. So we split up, and Nancy and I went to go grab some dinner. And then Billy and Sophia went to go shower, get ready for their date. When Sophia got out of the shower, she had a message from Black Lily waiting in her inbox. They went back and forth, and Black Lily didn't give her much information, but she might be in Spark City. We're like, trap silly Black Lily. No way we're walking into that one. Just kidding, we probably will. Okay, so Nancy casually mentioned her and Jackie having Popstone Day, so that's adorable. Also, apparently my curse should be gone soon, but Nancy's is advancing. Also, Sophia and Billy are currently on a date, maybe eating some tacos. Also, the band of bad guys might be a bit divided, but their leader either has so many powers that no one can keep track, or they change from week to week. What is going on?
Thank you very much. That was beautiful, wonderful as always. Everyone take a sip of your water tonight, or whatever it is you're drinking. We have our redemption. Thank you, Chris. But we're gonna hop into things. Jupiter and Nancy, you guys were heading back to get some food. Billy and Sophia, you guys were showering off and gonna go get some tacos. But as you, Nancy and Jupiter, are walking back to the dorms, you guys kind of stop to your rooms before heading down to the cafeteria or out to dinner, wherever you had decided to go. You see one of your classmates walking towards you. Mecca, would you like to describe your character, please?
Sure. So who you see in front of you is a long, dark-haired kid, about 17-ish from appearance. He's wearing a tank top with like a galaxy pattern on it, and like shorts with the same pattern on it, and he's got some bracelets on his arm. Like he's just got back from being out from like a run. He has like soft blue eyes and just like kind of a almost rugged appearance. Like if he put the efforts in, he'd be rugged, but he's not. So he's like kind of scraggly. Like he's like that mix between he started to work out, but not enough kind of thing. And yeah, he's kind of like medium height. I don't know, like 5'9" ish.
Yeah. You have seen this boy around before named Danny. He's in your class. He was here freshman year, but had to step away for a while. Freshman sophomore year, and had to step away. But he is back and he's catching up on classes. Has not been placed on a team yet because he does have to catch up. But he seems to be walking towards you with a mission. Well, with a mission in his eyes.
Hello. Sorry.
What's up, guy?
Sorry, I'm Danny. I'm in a few of your classes, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'm just sorry. I've heard about like your team. I'm not in a team yet. Your team's work around the place with all like the big bads and all that. I was wondering if you could help me with something.
Is it against the rules?
It's against the villain.
That's a start. Let's hear what it is first.
So it's difficult to explain exactly what it is to semantic. This villain I've had a lot of experience with. I've fought before against as well. They're what you would call a tyrant, I guess, of the villain world. They do experiments on kids and give them powers and then send them out into the world.
Are they bad experiments?
Yes, very bad experiments.
Okay.
From what I've heard.
Just checking.
End up giving kids who don't have powers kind of thing. And from what I've heard before, this guy is like done experiments on people, and then they end up dying if they use the powers, or like end up really hurt. And I'm trying to stop him, but
Yeah,
I think I might need some help.
Where's he at?
I've done some of my powers. Just for preference, I know it's probably hard to trust what I'm saying right now, but I have the ability to control machines. So I can find out like where people are hiding and control things that don't normally be able to be controlled. I also have some magic, but that's kind of only from enhancing myself. But like, so I did some hacking, and I found out he's hiding out in a place, in a facility that's in Gallyburg, I think. It's a city on the East Coast.
Well, that was a lot of information.
Sorry, I don't really know how else to ask for help.
I get it. It's hard to ask for help. Nancy, can I talk to you for a minute? Just
Yeah.
can you just give me like give me like 2
He
minutes?
steps away.
Okay. When he's out of earshot. Does this sound suspiciously like somebody like what happened to Sophia?
It kind of does, but I kind of want to do it anyways. Where are they at, by the way?
I don't know. I think they're supposed to be on a date. I really don't want to ruin it by texting them and being like, hey.
I can't make decisions. I don't know.
I'll text them and say that somebody's asking for. I'm gonna text them to see where they're at. So hold
Yeah,
on.
because we need to meet.
Yeah, and I'm gonna fire off a text to see where Sophia and Billy are at. And then she's gonna like, one minute.
Nancy's just like, it seems suspicious, but like I kind of don't care.
No, it doesn't seem. I don't know. I don't get like a suspicious vibe from him. He seems too nervous to be a villain. But isn't that how Sophia got her powers?
I don't know. I don't remember these kind of things. Maybe.
Oh, well, it was something something happened to her to like give her powers because they weren't manifesting.
Oh shit. Was it this dude?
I don't know.
Does he? Nancy's like, hey guy, does this villain person have a name?
He
Just
goes
yelling
by
down the hallway.
he just approaches because you're shouting at him. Sorry, what was that?
What does this villain person have a name?
He goes by the name Firewall.
Firewall?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
so
busted right through that.
is he like against? Is he your nemesis, like the anti-you, since you're a mechanical man?
Sure, let's go with that.
Huh. Weird answer. Okay, 1 second. Do we get?
Do we get a
You guys
response
just
from
keep
our
like
friends?
separating and coming back together in the hallway.
Just walking farther and farther down the hallway. Have we left yet?
We
don't remember
probably
if we
get the
had left.
text as we're like getting ready to leave campus, given just
Yeah.
the timing of all this.
Perfect. What did the text say? I've already forgotten.
Oh, just asking where you guys were.
Oh. Getting ready to leave. Why?
There might be a situation. Do you know Danny from our class? He is asking for our help with some villain.
The shaky one?
I don't, yeah.
The villain or the kid?
Annie.
We're in our hallway and their rooms are right there, right?
I mean, they might be like downstairs already.
Well, they were getting ready at the training facility. They were taking showers and getting ready there.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, I just kind of sent a group text. Come to my room. Sorry, man.
Looking at Billy. How much of a situation do we think this actually is?
I mean, probably at least a 5 out of 10, but I don't know. It's
If they're just doing something stupid, I'm gonna be really mad.
yeah. This one I would support your anger in this
Okay,
case.
just as long as we're on the same page.
Yep.
Okay.
Nancy goes back over to Danny. Like, hey, so do you need like all of us or just us or
I mean, do you think you're strong enough?
that? I mean, okay,
No,
yeah.
no,
we're
no
one
offense to
second,
you. No
one
offense
second.
to you, of course, but like
Nancy isn't offended at all. She's like, yeah, 1 second. Like, you're completely right. And now we wait to see if they show up. I guess since we're here, I mean, I've got snacks in my room. We can wait there so we don't have to talk out in the hallway. We watch some Golden Girls while we wait. You ever watch that show?
As Mecca, yes. As Danny, no.
Well, you're going to. You're in for a treat.
I was literally just about to say you're in for a tweet. A treat, not a tweet.
You're in for several tweets.
About Dorothy.
So I just send like in my room to the group again. And as we go into my room, Nancy gets like little plate and a doily and snacks and everything out because we have someone new. So obviously she's going to be polite to them.
So do you have a plan for like getting there if we go help you?
You know those things like the flying things that people like travel around the city and that?
Yeah.
Well,
Airplane?
yeah.
Oh, those things.
Not like like the pod things. I don't really use them very much, but like I could use my powers to get one of those.
How far away are they?
LP, how far away are they?
They're in the hangar at the base of the school. These are the things that you have taken with Mr. Mister. He's talking about the beans.
Oh, how far away is Firewall?
Oh, it's like where New York is. On this continent that's not just the United States. That I totally named and then immediately forgot.
Northern Expanse.
Northern Expanse.
The Northern Expanse, yes. In the Northern Expanse, it is on the northeastern coast where there's a lot of like port cities, but it is the biggest city of that area.
So just to be clear on what's happening, we've never really spoken before, but you want our help with defeating a bad guy. You want to hijack a bean transport device in order to get to the other side of the country to fight said bad guy. We're all on the same page. That's actually what's happening.
I think you just summed up everything I was thinking.
Why
Probably should have
us?
come up with a plan other than that, but I can't be bothered.
Fair.
I mean, we usually don't much come up with plans either, so I can't really fault you for that.
I
you just
would
gonna
ask I would ask my own team, but like I don't have one, so
Right. No, yeah. Are you just gonna go do this on your own if we don't come with you? Like, is this like a
Absolutely.
press? Okay. Yeah. Oh. You're not
I
really
mean,
giving
I've
us
done.
much choice.
I mean, when I left school for a bit, I did my own hero work for a while by myself. So, and now I'm back. You know,
Yeah.
but I prefer to. Well, he's a bad person. I wish he wasn't, but he is.
I mean,
Oh my God, Jupiter. Jackie's going to think I'm so tough. If we go do this, we have to go. We got to go.
I mean, we're not gonna let him go alone.
Yeah.
I don't want to be I mean, like, it's weird for me to say that I don't want to be responsible for somebody's life. That sounds wrong coming out of my mouth.
I just think it sounds like kind of fun.
I mean, I'm just in it because I've always wanted to
I'm not.
commandeer one of those vessels.
Hate to interrupt, but I guess it should be important to tell you about their powers, at least the ones I know.
Good.
They have some kind of sorcery, I think, like dark sorcery, like dark powers. I'm not sure exactly what they are, but they're very powerful and scary, I guess. Not that anything really scares me, but
He says with confidence.
yes.
Well,
And he also has he's like super strength or something,
oh, we
Oh,
have one of
yeah.
those.
Yeah, we got.
like cosmic might in the rule books.
Okay.
And I think he has another power, but I'm not sure what it is.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out today.
And I have been texting the other two. Are you here yet? Why aren't you here yet?
You guys can arrive now.
We've been walking because Billy's not gonna do a portal just for that.
The last text that comes through, like before you guys come in the door, is this dude's gonna go with or without us. So ...
Yeah. Savvy, quick yay or nay. Check your Discord, please.
Shoot. Sorry, I have my notifications turned off.
Yeah. Just to see how we handle this scene.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you send a text of like, where are you guys at? And Billy just turns them invisible again. It's like, yeah, we've been here for a few minutes. We just wanted
Yeah.
to see if this was what was going on.
Oh, you little rascals.
Can I feel any magical power in this room? Is this
Oh,
a magic
yeah.
thing you can do?
Definitely.
I just kind of, as soon as they enter the room, I just kind of pause for a moment. and I just keep talking, but I just glance over at where they are. I pretty much look Billy right in the eyes. And I just nod, and I'm like, I wonder when your friends are gonna get here.
And boom, there they are. The
Yeah.
magic fades as a shimmer runs over their bodies, and somehow they got in without opening a door. Magic.
I'm imagining the door was actually
Oh,
cracked
propped
open
a
and
little bit.
like,
Yeah.
It's Nancy's room, right?
Yeah.
This is how it goes.
Yeah. So, Billy, you have heard of Danny. You've spoken briefly in passing. You both are magic users, though you have sort of a different school of study. It's all magic. Danny is more of a sorcerer, less of a wizard. If that makes sense. They kind of have it come easy to them as far as the magical abilities go.
Gotcha. Well, based on what we heard, sounds like this is something that should be dealt with. Though the question is, why haven't you told any of the adults about this?
I don't trust them.
I like you.
Is this like a teen angst thing, or is this like a serious thing?
Did you actually just ask that to his face, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
He kind of ponders for a moment. Oh, he's like flicks his hair to the side, and like, I don't think they'd be able to deal with them. Adults, he has more power over, I think. And also the teenage angst, I guess that it also would come into it.
I mean, that's fair.
We're no strangers to that.
No idea what you're talking about.
I
So,
know the rules, and so do I. Sorry. Anyway, so what is the plan? I assume y'all have been doing more than
Yes.
just watching the Golden Girls.
We're stealing a
Plan.
bean. Stealing a bean and busting out.
Can anyone other than Mr. use those?
I can.
That guy can.
My
Who
name's Danny.
says?
can I talk to you guys for a second?
You're gonna go out in the hallway.
Danny,
Okay,
enjoy my room. Any snacks you want? Here's the remote. You can put on something else, but I suggest you keep watching Golden Girls.
They're all old lady snacks, like
I'm just
candies
gonna
and.
cast like a silent spell on myself so I can't hear anything for like a minute.
Hey,
Hey, this screams trap to me. Just screams it very loudly.
Like, is this the invitation that we were like waiting for?
Could be. This is. No, he shows up out of nowhere. I mean,
he was in our class though. You remember?
Was.
yeah.
Yeah, did he leave to go be a bad guy and he's coming back?
Yeah, I guess
Either way, we can infiltrate, even if he is.
Yeah, clarification from LB. Is this the first we've seen Danny since freshman year, or have we seen him around since?
You've seen him recently. He came
Okay.
back at the beginning of this year, so.
Okay. But so it's not like, oh, you're showing up today and asking us to do this, but
No, but he also showed up this year, and some of our classmates went missing.
yeah.
Well,
Or this is sabotage. Because if we get caught stealing one of the beans,
yeah, but he's gonna steal it.
and we're gonna be there helping, I assume.
Yeah.
But they're not really gonna expel us over stealing a bean.
They might.
No, because they would send us to prison.
Mm,
Okay, so
Do they have that on your planet?
no, we don't need it. But we can just go there.
To prison.
No. To my planet.
Sorry, Sophia's an idiot.
Where there is no prison.
And the rest of us breathe there.
Yes.
No, hold on. Running away to live on an alien planet, not a valid option
Yeah,
that we're
right,
talking.
right. We're getting too
but
far ahead of
Jackie could
ourselves.
come. It'll be fine.
Billy, I know you want to be nice and like think about, everyone's ideas equally. That's not a good one.
I'm just presenting it as an option. How
It's
about
not
better
one.
than prison?
It's not one.
What if he
No.
takes the bean
You know what?
a mile away?
You're still 17, so you won't be tried as an adult anyway.
Have you seen me?
I have
But-
no faith in the justice system in this country. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, and we'll have him take the bean and we'll just hop in away from the school.
Right.
How about
'cause
that?
Nobody riding in a stolen car has ever been punished for that.
Okay.
This is
So
guys.
Has anyone told Sophia about the nature of what he does?
Nope.
The villain?
Not yet.
okay, so
I just feel like
the other reason
This
that
is a
we
dumb plan.
okay, so the other reason that we think that we should go is because this person apparently takes people with no powers and gives them powers. And
Not in a good way.
not in a good way. And then after the fact, they end up dying or being severely hurt. So
Yeah, it's like a
we-
bum experiment.
we wonder if it's somebody who's knocking off what whoever that guy was that did you like your transformation.
Do you know what his name was, Sophia?
I super do. It is definitely on Discord somewhere, but not on my character sheet.
Is it Firewall?
No. It's not that.
Maybe
I
it's
have it.
Firewall's friend.
I know it's in here. What did I
It
do with
just it sounds like
I pinned it. I'm so smart. His name is Victor Valentine.
so I wonder
Valentine
because
Heroic Medical Center.
obviously like
Huge.
nothing bad has happened to you yet, and bad things seem to happen to these people like maybe it sounded like soon after they got powers, maybe I don't know, but I don't know, I doubt it's the same person, but it sounds like they might be knocking off of that person's work and hurting people. So I don't know, it just sounded like something that we should look into.
Yeah, I don't want to let this guy go alone. Even if he is one of the bad guys, we're going to get and find some more of them that we need to infiltrate anyways. So to me, it's a win-win situation. High risk, high reward.
Guess worst case, I can just portal us all out if it gets real bad.
Oh yeah, and this dude has control over like computers and stuff, I guess. So if we get arrested,
Oh,
he
you mean
can-
like the bad guys who pipe the message directly into our television and only ours?
yes, and he can erase our criminal records if we get caught. Nancy's totally glosses over there.
I, against my better judgment, will go along with this plan because I want to be involved and I don't have a better one.
Well, really? I thought
I
thought this
mean,
was gonna be a harder sell. Okay.
voice of trying to be logical here. We haven't heard from the band of bad guys yet. We don't have a ton of information on how to infiltrate them if they don't get in contact with us. This might be that contact that we were waiting for, but it also might not be. What's the worst case that I guess worst case outside of like a criminal record thing that happens is like
We die.
maybe we defeat a bad guy? No, we won't die. It's fine.
We die.
We'll portal
That's
out.
worse.
I'm not worried about it. I don't know why. I'm not
You're
worried about
never
it. For
worried
some reason,
about
I'm
it.
not. I
It's because
ain't.
you're an alien.
I think I'm trying to be logical about this. I know that like we shouldn't go, but it's also like every time we
Okay,
tell the
we're
adults
going.
about it, they take 4 weeks to decide anything. So
Yep,
this
we're
guy will
going
hurt
before I change my
people.
mind.
Okay, let's go. Just gonna come back in the room. Okay, so let's go steal some shit.
Okay, I guess that means you're helping me.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
in.
But I'm gonna warn you right now. Do you know anything about who I used to be or who I was supposed to be?
I kind of barely know you.
Okay.
I know that you're
So-
a good hero, and that's about it.
Well, before I came to this planet, I'm from a family of assassins.
Oh, don't worry, we're all from bad shitty families, right?
Yeah, no, that's a good thing on my planet. It's an honor.
Oh,
I've been training since I was like could walk to murder people. But I'm here and I'm
Uh.
on this planet and I'm a good person. If you're here and you try to hurt my friends and this isn't this goes sour, you're in trouble because
I
I'm not a
don't-
machine.
I'm not
Okay?
exactly a fighter, so I think
Okay,
you'd
I'm
all
just-
kick my asses, and I
just
I say
have to
all,
say
and
it
I
out
kind of
loud.
just like look towards Sophia. Yep,
She
I'm-
will.
Okay.
I
just-
don't want to. I mean, if you don't want to help me, that's fine. It's
I
We're
just
gonna
have
help
to
you.
say this out loud
Yeah.
because we don't really know each other.
I'll make you think there's spiders crawling over your eyes
why would that be a bad thing?
because they're going to be really scary.
Eh,
You'll see.
no-
Well,
nothing really
hopefully.
scares me.
Nothing?
I think one thing does.
Yes, you're right.
What?
Bad grades.
I'm
She
gonna-
looks at
I'm
Billy.
joking.
Okay. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I guess we just go get our hero shit and steal a thing.
Sounds good. Sophia's pumped.
Are there like pods or like lockers that have like hero costumes in the school, or
You have access to them. You can take them into your room and stuff, so you could have it
Hmm.
with you. Are you guys gonna gear up? What are you doing? Hero costumes on. All right. So you guys are planning on stealing a bean to let your friend Danny pilot to the East Coast. And so you guys are going to try and infiltrate, sneak into the hangar where Mr. Mister keeps all of his pods. How would you like to do this? I know that Danny can take down or loop the security cameras pretty easily, but there are people hanging out. It's not like the dead of night, or you could wait till the dead of night, or whatever it is. What do you want to do? How do you want to approach this?
any of you have any kind of abilities that can make people forget, or maybe just like make us not be able to be seen, or like
Oh.
noticeable or anything?
Nancy.
I mean, I can manipulate memories or make psychic constructs.
Anything to distract maybe guards. I mean, or we could just like get permission. How easy is it to get permission for these things? I don't know. No,
Yeah.
I'm
We
seeing
wouldn't let
shaking
Sophia and I
heads.
take motorcycles a couple weeks ago, so my guess is that they're not gonna just let us check one of these things out.
Yeah, that's a shame.
How many
It's-
people walking around do we see that would actually care what we're doing?
So Mr. Mister is he can replicate himself. And you know that he is an alien. So he almost android-like in his brain functions, hive mind situation. So there are a few walking around in the hangars, checking on their pods, the alien technology, keeping up with things. They're not necessarily guarding them. Danny can hack into the system to bring you to that level and sort of get you there. But you're gonna have to. The hangar's pretty open as far as like getting to an individual pod. It's not like you can like sneak down a hallway. It's a big bay with a bunch of the beans hanging out.
So we need to make them think we're allowed to take a bean? Or do you want me to try to make them I don't know.
I can try and make us invisible, but it's gonna be, harder than times I've done it before.
I could boost
more
you.
people, more pressure.
I don't really do invisible stuff very often, but like I could try and help.
Well, how about I try to convince one of these guards? Tell them, remember, you're supposed to walk us to a bean so we could borrow it. And then if that fails, then we can try the more
I
iffy
think maybe
plan.
we should try the other way, because
Oh, true.
if yours fails, they're gonna be on alert for that.
Billy, thank you. Sold. Let's do that.
Okay, everyone stay close.
Mm-hmm.
And basically he's gonna do like pass without trace.
All right.
Um,
So you're going to unleash your powers to try to, if Danny is helping you, I'll give you a +1
Okay.
to this roll because you guys, again, both have magical abilities.
That's a 12.
Dang. All right, so your stuff works without a problem. Let me just double check. The stuff, unleash your powers. Yeah. Do it on a 9 to 10. Or on a, is there a 10? Or condition? No. So you just succeed. Yeah, you guys are able to maneuver your way through the, you guys feel the magic washing over you. You see the shimmy. You are, do you want, I mean, you can make it so that you guys can see each other and that you're just invisible to outsiders. Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like
so
a big invisibility bubble.
Boobal. All right. You work in the buble to maneuver to a bean, probably one off the beaten path, one of the ones at the end, and you get inside, and the door closes behind you. It's the white, clear, the white interior mecha. This isn't it's a alien technology, so it's still you know, your technomancy does work on it, but it is a little bit different. It's a little bit more complex than dealing with the earth tech. So how would you like to approach this? Do you want to unleash your powers to try and maneuver this, or is there something else you'd like to do?
Are we able to get inside without?
Yeah,
or
you're
is it,
in the
like,
bean.
locked? Okay, so
Yeah.
Danny will place his hands on what looks like a console, I guess,
Mhm.
and then just start like talking to the machine,
Okay.
like he's actually communicating with it, and he's gonna try and unleash his powers, just try and be like, "Hey, what's up? Can you just give me some control here? Like maybe bring up some actual manual controls. That would be really handy."
Mm-hmm.
And just been talking like that, and he's going to unleash his powers too.
All right, let's
Use
do it.
machine control. 10.
That's a 10. You are able to do this. You hear the voice of the machine. It isn't like just words, but it is, the machine is working. It is maneuvering to your specifications. It's again very different. It uses temporal maneuvering, so you know that to get to the city, it's going to take you like 20 minutes, when normally, like at a plane, it would take you like 6 hours, something like that. But this, because it does sort of wormhole magic, well, science, you are able to maneuver it to the city. Where do you want it to drop you off?
Let me look at my notes, or your notes. I would like it to drop us off like maybe 3 blocks away from the location that I have in
Okay.
mind.
Okay. You pull up, you guys feel, well, I guess you don't feel anything because the pods really don't have a lot of G forces or anything like that, but Danny, you understand that the machine has come to a stop. You are able to open the doors. You're parked in an alley, sort of off the way. It's not hidden because it is a big robotic machine, but with your roll, you are able to lock the doors on the way out. And with a 10, I'll allow you to like hide the GPS on it so that they don't have any suspicion that it's gone.
How convenient.
Nice. So you guys have not been to this city. Well, you haven't been to this part of the city that is called, I named it. What is it? Ba-ba-ba.
Gallyburg.
Gallyburg? Oh yeah, Gallyburg. It's the northeastern, the big city, the New York of the country, and it's sort of the most Gotham of the cities you've been to. Very run down. There's a lot of darkness, a lot of crime here. They usually don't come here for patrol unless it's, you know, midday and in the nice part of the city. This is not that. You're sort of on the outskirts of like sort of the end of the inner city. There are a lot of really tall buildings. It's one of those cities where there is just smoke coming up from the manhole covers. It smells bad. There's a lot of transient people. There's a lot of people walking around that you're not usually exposed to on your normal routine patrols. Danny, you know that this facility, you know that it's off just a couple blocks away. You can is there anything you want to tell them about, anything more you want to get into before
Sure.
you see the facility?
So the location is in like an abandoned school, I think. It's like an old school. And yeah, it's I don't really know too much about it, other than so Fireball was a villain who is in hiding, I think, because well, heroes found him and then he went into hiding. So he might not be aware that we actually know where he is, so I think we'll have to jump on him. Yeah.
Okay, so do we just we should probably get up on the roof, try and get in, or are we busting down the door and just going to town?
Busting down the door sounds like a bad idea.
I don't know what your kind of style is.
So how
Busting down the
much
door.
recon have you done on this place?
Only through machines. I haven't actually come here in person.
So we've done no like physical assessment of the building. Do you know the layout?
Can I idea kind of I viewed the like the plans for the building, like the original building, like I don't know, 50 years ago, but I've changed.
I can try to get a better look.
I mean, I can also like turn into something that flies and like do a quick sweep around.
I have no idea if this guy has henchmen or not, or anything, but like I doubt he does.
Okay.
Just to be aware,
Just-
because like I don't want you guys jumping into a trap or anything.
Albeit,
Sure you don't.
would I have any sense that he's lying? Does he seem like he knows what he's talking about? Does he seem like
that-
nervous at all?
Listen,
Well,
one of us got kidnapped and mind controlled and sent to like Siberia once, so forgive us.
I mean, if you'd like, you can use Pierce the Mask or an Assess the Situation to sort of figure out what's going on.
I want
I'm
to
not-
do that. I have a +2 for my superior.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it.
You're gonna have to ask the questions, so just make sure you have that up.
Oh, I don't have a good question.
Well, there's a
Uh,
list.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, can you hear Ted? There's a lot of noise
No,
happening.
not really.
Okay. Okay, I got my list up. I'm gonna roll.
'Kay. That's an 8. On a 7 to 9, ask one of the
Why
questions.
are you on Sophia's sheet?
Oh, whoops.
That's me.
Dang it.
I
I was looking
did
at her
it.
stuff.
That's so weird. I was
she's
like,
done
I
it.
have to
Assessed
say
the
Nancy did it.
situation. Nancy
was
put
looking
all
at
of
her.
her memories in my brain.
I mean, she can.
I mean, you should roll.
We can use that. Savannah, if you want to do that, you can use that roll.
Sure.
I was trying to look at her her moves and stuff.
Mhm.
List.
If you have a different question that seems to fit, you may use that as well.
You wanted to know about Danny?
Mm-hmm.
If he's lying or not.
Does it seem like Danny knows more than he is letting on?
Ooh, that's a good question. He doesn't seem. He does seem nervous. But not. It was kind of once you guys got here that he started getting nervous. He is an awkward fella. He's, you guys know that he's not super social. So it could be some of that. Is he hiding something? Probably. Does it seem like he's being I'll give you this. Does it seem like he's being aggressive or uh it- he's not, it doesn't seem like he's working in malice. Like if he
Okay.
is withholding something, it's not because he is actively trying to trick you, I guess.
Okay. Know anything else, Danny boy?
About this thing.
About hermit crabs. How about that?
Well, I hear there are. I don't know anything about hero crabs. I know you're joking as
The
well.
situation, please.
No, no, not really.
All right.
I mean, he's in hiding, right?
Fair.
All right. So what's
Okay.
our play?
Well, we
I
need to
turn
do a
into
little bit
something
of
little
physical recon.
And like go into the
so
building, or should I?
I don't think you should go in alone, but you take the top. I'll do a sweep around the outside. See if we can get a sense of whether they've added onto the building, the layout has changed, any new construction, anything like that. We can compare to the blueprints
Okay.
that Danny's looked at.
I'll go counterclockwise. You go clockwise.
Be right back.
And Jupiter is going to shapeshift into a crow to blend in.
Perfect.
I have
and
super speed.
fly.
I just run very fast.
All right. Why don't you guys both give me an assess the situation to see what is going on with this building, and I can give you more details as you're rolling. Jupiter, you turn into a crow. You start to circle this building. It's a 2-story. Nice, a 9, and a 10. Perfect. So as you're circling this building, it's 2 stories, brickwork. It looks like an old rundown school. There's still the fence up. When they closed it, there seems to be a lock on the front gate. As you're working around it, it's not, it doesn't look like, hey Craig, I'm streaming. Hey buddy, I know you want to sharpen your claws. Thanks, bud. Doesn't seem to be any spot where like people are going in and out of this place. You see that all the doors have chains around them. But as you are making your circle, and Sophia, you can see this too, there is a faint light within. It doesn't look like, Sophia, as you're walking around, it doesn't look like any of the interior has been disturbed too much. From the outside, it looks very normal for a rundown school. But you guys can ask a question. Sophia, you can ask 2 questions. Is there anything you'd like to ask about this building specifically? Rachel, you ask first.
Okay. What here can I use to get inside safely?
Okay. You see that there are a few windows that are broken, especially as a bird. It would be easy for you to get into. There's at least a couple on the 2nd story, and there are like ones that are higher up. If the windows have been broken out on the bottom, they have been boarded over, so it's not easy to access. But there are ways that you can get in if you break like windows more, or if you like take out a panel sort of thing, if you have the ability to get a little bit of height. Or if you break the locks to the doors. I will say that the back door is in sort of, there's a little bit of a parking lot and an alley. It's a little bit more off the beaten path. You'd be less seen there. But if you wanted to access one of the windows on like one of the sides towards one of the alleys, that'd be easy to not be seen as well.
Okay, thanks.
Savannah?
What here is the biggest threat?
All right, as you are circling the building, you start to notice that some of there's spray paint on a lot of the walls. There's a lot of graffiti that has been going on. It seems like this building's been dormant for a while. But you'd start to see, and with your knowledge of what Billy does and going to see the Silver Shepherd, you do notice that there are some runes on the building that seem magical in nature. You've seen them written before in Billy's notebook, or like something similar to that. Maybe not exactly the same, but it's not just like random like Bob was here or like gang symbols or things like that. You do start to notice there's some sort of pattern. It's a very clean line with these etchings or these spray painted symbols.
Okay.
You get another question.
Who here is most vulnerable to me?
Most vulnerable to you? Well, with your strength, who or what? Because definitely Billy.
That's not a helpful question, though.
The like easiest for you to get in would be you could break the lock on the back door pretty easily. Again, this has been locked up for a while. If you wanted to get everyone in the easiest, you could break one of the windows and get in. It would be louder, and you'd have to like lift people up and over to get in. But if you can either hop the fence or break the chain on the fence in the back, and then break the chain on the door, that would be easy for you to do.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like they accounted for super strength when reinforcing this building.
That's fair. I'm gonna take pictures of the runes that are painted on there and just text them to the group
Okay.
so everybody can see them.
Billy, you get these photos. Nancy, you as well, but they look really nice to you. Billy, you do notice these are sort of protection and alarm wards on the building from someone who knows what they're doing when it comes to magic.
Yeah, and so just thinking, would it be as simple as telling Sophia, like, okay, so if you like scratch through the rune here, it'll disable it, or maybe that triggers it, and so telling her like, okay, don't do this for sure. But
if you go around and scratch all of them off, definitely you could do that. Or you could perform a spell that would dampen it or stop it or disable it.
yeah.
I think about this point, we're probably circling back to each other, to the group.
Yeah.
Jupiter's gonna shapeshift back into herself.
Tempted to have Billy try and do a big dampening spell, but that could go terribly wrong. So let's do it.
There's also like some second story windows and stuff that like we could go in that are broken. They've boarded up all like the first floor ones, but
But based on my
quiet is this,
understanding of the runes, like us entering will still alert them. So we need to do something to take care of that, regardless of how we choose to get in. But maybe I'm misunderstanding the runes.
No,
I
that
didn't
sounds
see
right.
them.
Okay. I mean, I guess this would just be another freak roll. Unleash your powers.
Yeah, if you want to try to put a dampener on it.
Yeah, I'm just
Are you going to move to the back of the school?
probably.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm just looking at my different flares to see if I have something that could be more relevant here.
I could just pretend to be a lost rhinoceros from the zoo and just bust through the wall. And then just keep running away and then circle back as me.
You might get
They don't-
hurt.
Lose animals around here very often. Oh,
Maybe I don't know what the Galleysburg Zoo is like. But okay, let me try some spells. Because otherwise it'll take forever to scratch them out manually.
Danny watches in amazement because he doesn't look at big magic very much.
Yeah.
Super speed, but
That's a 10.
All right. You guys walk to the back of the building, and the back of the back fence. Billy, you kind of put your hands out. Do you want to describe what this spell looks like?
Yeah, so as is usually the case with Billy, lots of big circles and arcane hand gestures and a little bit of muttering under his breath. But basically, he will create 2 circles in the air, draw one on the ground, and then kind of draw tracing lines between them. And then as he puts his hands through the circles in the air, you see like some of the runes on the building start to light up and then like dim as he is essentially sucking the magic out of them, then channeling it into the ground to like, disperse that energy.
Very cool. You do still have 2 locks in front of you, but Sophia, you can make pretty easy work of them if you'd like. Yeah. You
Yep.
smash the lock on the gate. You guys, she opens it a little bit and you guys shuffle in. I assume you close it. Maybe put the chains back so it looks like it's still closed. Make your way to the back door. There's a few steps up to a back door. There's the 2 doors that open outwards, a chain and a lock on it. Again, very easy for you to break it. And as you guys make your way inside, you close the door behind you. Inside, it is very dark. You can see a sort of a glow ahead, but it is a very long hallway with doors on either side of you. It smells musty. It feels cold. It feels like there's a little bit of dampness in here. There's a lot of like broken things on the ground. There's a lot of like chairs kind of thrown haphazardly. The chairs with the tables on them. There's lockers on either side. As you walk out, some of them are open, some of them are closed. Some of them are just off the hinges a little bit. And there's kind of a lot of piles of like just junk around. Yeah, how would you like to approach this?
I mean, I don't suppose stealth is still a part of the option.
Yeah, you guys,
It should
they're
be. That's
yeah.
Okay.
As far as you know, no one knows you're in here.
I can try the invisibility thing again, but it's gonna be. I'm open to other ideas as well.
I'm just going to dim the lights in my suit. Because,
Oh, that's right. You didn't describe what your suit looks like.
Yes, I'm in a full body suit, a helmet included, and it's lit up with white LEDs, big T on the chest in the white LEDs, and there's like a black visor. We can't really tell what material it's made out of. It kind of looks like solid liquid, if that makes sense. Which when he put the suit on, the liquid like rippled upwards to cover his face. And it's just like, imagine a costume from Tron, like one of the suits from Tron, and that's what he's wearing, but different colors. Yeah, and so he just kind of closes his hands and the lights dim on his suit.
Very spooky. A little creepy. You guys can hear the sounds from outside, the sounds of a city, cop cars going by, people yelling, cars, just constant. It's a bit dampened in here, but you know that there are some windows that are opened. The doors to the rooms are open for the most part. And you have the building ahead of you. Where would you like to go?
You said there was a light in front of us?
Mm-hmm. There's a glow down the hallway.
You looked at the blueprints, like a lab or anything?
What is in front of us?
There's a long hallway. Towards the end of it, if you squint, your suit sort of enhances the hallway a little bit, so you can see a little bit better. There's, I assume you have some sort of night vision on your suit, since it's so nice.
Yes.
You gotta get like the layout as it goes through. You uploaded the schematics. Everything here seems right. There is at the very end of this hallway, there is a staircase that goes up and down. The light seems to be coming from the down section. You know that there is a basement to this building. It was for storage. That's about it.
Well, it's the basement, I guess.
That makes sense for where they'd have their stuff if they're so out in the open like this.
That's where a creepy villain would go. So let's go.
Let's be careful. There might be more runes inside. And Billy will essentially do like a detect magic. I don't know if you want me
Yeah.
to roll for that as well.
I will say you keep an eye out for runes. You know what to look for, as well as Danny with his suit. He can kind of like pick out as you're walking through. It's very Tony Stark. You pick out all the like graffiti on the walls and start analyzing it as you go. On this level, doesn't seem to be much of anything. You guys make your way down the hallway. To those of you who don't know magic and don't have dark sight, it's pretty creepy in here. It's the epitome of like a haunted like asylum or like old school sort of situation. And every sound is just a little like the wind coming through. The cobwebs are moving. There's just books thrown everywhere, ripped things on their sides. But the spookiness aside, you're able to make your way down the hallway to the stairs. The light isn't very bright here, but you could definitely tell that there are lights on downstairs in the basement.
Can I sense, if I just quickly just put my hands to the floor, can I sense any like machines downstairs? Like any
Ooh,
like
good
maybe
question.
cameras or anything?
If you'd like to use your power to sense cameras, you can, but you could definitely feel the whirring of machines and like sort of the electric fields of something.
I'm just gonna look to the rest of the group as like, is it worth trying to hack into the cameras downstairs if there is any cameras? Or do you think that might catch the attention of them?
I think that's on you, my guy, and how confident you are in your powers.
I mean, it wouldn't catch the attention of them if there was something else to distract them.
I'm listening.
I don't know. That's really all I got. The only thing I have in my head right now is I could just turn into like a black cat and go by twice and make it seem like there's a glitch in the matrix.
Let's do that.
I don't
like
know
it.
if they're sat in a security room or anything, but doubt it.
Well, so I guess question of if you've gotten the schematics of the building, or I guess LB said, as far as you know, it was just like a storage basement. So we
don't think there's a security room downstairs. So I don't know if you have to necessarily do that. I'll just have a look. It's fine.
I mean, I
I'm
could
gonna
just
use-
walk in there.
You're cool. I'm not the leader or anything, I guess.
None of us are really the leader. I'm
Are you
just the
gonna-
leader in doing dumb things.
I think we should
know,
bank
I
on
wanna
the
do it too.
cameras.
No cat situation then, I guess.
I'm gonna use my powers to try and see if I can hack into the cameras downstairs.
Okay, go ahead and unleash your powers, my dude.
Woohoo! 9.
9. All right. On a 7 to 9, mark a condition, or tell the GM how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I think it's because I'm not actually touching anything electronic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just putting my hands to the ground, feeling the wires through the floor. It would be like kind of shaky.
Sure. Yeah, you kind of feel your way. Excuse me, Craig. You feel your way through the floor. The vision sort of moves from the shaking of the electronics into you feel that there are a bunch of different sort of machines down here. Some that you don't quite understand. Some that are familiar to you from your last experience with Firewall. But you do start to like focus in on the security system and try to determine what's going on. You do see that there are security cameras, and as you focus more into them and get the relay back into your machine, you see that they're focused on different rooms that have beds set up. They have there's straps along them. It's all clean. It's all doesn't seem to be anyone in the rooms. There is one command center that you see all of the cameras coming back to, but it doesn't seem like there are any cameras like monitoring the hallways. It seems that they are in the subjects' rooms that would be there. But you don't see anyone in the rooms, specifically in the subjects' rooms.
It seems clear from the cameras, but they're clearly setting up shop in a sense. But there's nobody else down here, maybe, I guess.
No people whatsoever.
I mean, not from the cameras. Doesn't mean there isn't anybody there.
Maybe
I
the
think it's
doctor's
cat
out.
time.
Doctor is a kind word.
Cat time. Cat time.
What does do you know if he has like any like assistants or people that like are around him? Like, is this like a medical type facility? Like, could somebody blend in like looking like a nurse or another doctor?
Mecca, you do know that he has worked with people in the past. This seems to be a very early stage of the setup process. From what you, there's no patients, there's no like there's not even like a disturbance. It seems like things have been put in there, placed where they're supposed to be. You can guess from what you know of a Firewall that at this point he probably hasn't brought anyone in yet, or if he has at this, I mean, there's no patients, so they're probably not here unless they were setting up things.
I relayed this information.
So probably wouldn't be able to blend in looking like staff.
No, you probably wouldn't be able to be like, hey, I'm here for an interview. Here's my CV.
That was my next thought. Yes. Like, hi, I just brought you my resume. I found your ad for creepy nurse on a bulletin board in the bar down the street where all the bad guys hang out.
You get a chuckle from Danny.
Billy and Danny, you feel more than the others, sort of a sense of a use of magic below you. It's not clear what it is, but it does feel strong and it feels dark, Billy, from what you've sensed of magic before. This feels, from when you use magic, when the Silver Shepherd uses magic, it feels very light within you. It feels correct and it feels like it is moving in a good flow. This feels very like it is ripping through the fabric of reality. It feels wrong. It almost leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It is sudden and then kind of goes away.
I think whoever's next to Billy might see him kind of like for a second, like he's almost throws up in his mouth a little bit. Oh, that's some bad magic down there. And
Okay.
I think that means the doctor is in.
So he's here. We need to get rid of him. We can't kill people. I learned that before. Right? We can't kill this guy.
I don't think that would be advised if you want to continue being a hero or if you want to be like him.
Not that I want to. Okay. So we need
have an
to
idea.
do something.
Oh, go.
So I come from a hero family, so it's pretty public knowledge that I didn't snap until much later than like my brother. A lot of people know who I am. What if I just go talk to him and you guys set a trap?
I forgot something about my backstory, and I don't know if LB would have told you guys this, but this guy used to be a hero. Firewall used to be a hero. I just never considered even bringing it up because I just kind of forgot. Would these guys know about this hero? They go by the same name.
If you guys have studied, like, if you're like Deku and know a lot about, like, there's a lot of heroes in this time, so I'm not gonna make you roll for it, but if anyone does, like, you really study heroes and have really kind of gotten into the lore and backstory, you might have heard of Firewall. He was a good hero for the time. He was doing good work until he wasn't. And it came out that he very much was just using his status and abilities to take advantage of people and convince people to join his program. And all of the sort of other things. The villainous stuff isn't quite as public knowledge. The stuff that Danny has told you about people getting powers, and then as they use them more and more, it sort of destroys them more and more. That wasn't part of any public news or anything like that. Does anyone think that they'd have that knowledge?
Nancy wouldn't.
Nah, you have no idea.
Well, actually,
He appeared a lot on the news just as like a good face.
yeah, I
Mhm.
mean,
He
if
was the kind of the
Firewall-
person who bragged to the
Mhm. Yeah.
world.
if he was a known magic user, Silver Shepherd probably would have been like, "This is a case
Yeah.
of what not to do with your powers."
Yeah. There you go.
Just thought I'd say that.
And probably saying that brings that, and so yeah, we've now had the info dump, but it happened in character in a much more digestible manner.
Yes, it was great. It was great.
So Sophia's gonna go down and talk to him, and we're gonna set a trap somehow.
I don't want you to go down there alone though.
She's got her pet cat with her. No,
A hamster.
I just
In the
want to see
pocket.
a cat. You guys, why are you taking this from me? I want to see a cat.
Your girlfriend's part hyena. Is that not enough?
No, I want to see
All the
more.
animals.
Anyway,
A
the
good
point
point, Billy.
being, y'all are right there, right outside something, ready to spring something on him while he's talking to me. Because if this fool was a hero, I mean, he probably knows who I am.
Okay. How about I transform into something little and I like sneak,
There's
something
lots
that
of
wouldn't
spiders.
that's something that wouldn't be out of place in a creepy building. And I go,
Elephant. No.
giraffe. I make myself into something small that wouldn't be seen, and I take a strategic position behind him
I have a
while
question.
you were talking to him.
I have a question about your power.
Mine?
Yes, your shapeshifty thing.
Mhm.
Do you necessarily have to turn into I don't know how to word this, like a fit form, or could you not turn into a cat that the size is the size as a spider, or just not how?
Oh
is
no,
not
it doesn't
how
have to be.
works?
I can change. I've never tried to change into something and not been able to, I guess.
No, I was just curious.
Yeah. Like I was like a 8-foot tall wolf the other day.
Yeah, it was pretty rad.
So I'm not constrained.
By the laws of physics.
Nope.
Well,
I could
guess-
probably turn myself into like a mythical creature if I wanted to. I guess I haven't really tried though. 'Cause-
Science for later. We can use
Yeah.
Jupiter to solve the question of 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck.
Okay.
And that
All
brought
right.
up another question in my head, but I'm going to suppress it for now.
So Sophia is
Questions
going
later.
to walk downstairs and try to confront Firewall, and Jupiter is going to go in disguise as a spider, or okay. And the
Better
rest
works.
of you
There's lots of them
are
around.
going to wait for the signal. Does that sound right? Cool.
Yes.
All right.
What's the signal?
What's the
What is the
signal?
signal?
Who twice like a barn owl, once like a
Brown owl.
yeah. There you go.
If we hear screaming, we'll come running.
But I think the
Alright.
question was, what do we signal to Sophia so that she knows she can drop the act and spring into action?
I think Sophia will know.
I
Sophia
mean,
will know.
Sophia will decide.
Yeah.
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 All right. Sophia, you start to make your way down the stairs.
Doesn't wait for a code word. Just
No,
goes.
nah. Hey,
That's why I'm going with her.
You know how to speak from your diaphragm. You can make a loud enough noise to let everyone know.
Yeah. Also, dumb.
Yeah, exactly. You're kids. Sophia, you make your way downstairs. You see the light. It's almost like emergency lights on the walls. It's another very long corridor. You kind of turn down it's like a one down landing and then another down. It seems different almost as you walk down into the second landing. It's you get this sort of like feeling, this little tingling, maybe like there's a little temporal space issue here. There's magic everywhere. It feels very magical. And you kind of look down, there's a long corridor with a bunch of doors. There is one door that is open, and you can see the monitors inside that are monitoring the rooms. All of the doors are closed except for the one on the very end. And
Okay.
then
That's
Jupiter,
where I'm
you're
going.
on the walls. Yeah. Jupiter, you are maneuvering your way on the walls, moving as fast as a spider does, which is super creepy because there was one in my room recently. You make your way into the doorway. You kind of crawl up above it, and on the side of the wall, there is a big open office space. It's like think of like an 80s like office where there's like a big window on the side, and you can see outside that it is outside this big window. It looks to be sort of overlooking the skyline of a city. It's light. It's very bright outside. You're underground, and it's definitely not daytime outside. It seems very weird. Might be magical. Who knows? But there is a man sitting behind the desk. He is doing. He's got like sort of glasses under his nose, and he is writing down notes. There are a bunch of books. There's big bookshelves on the side with a lot of really old texts, scrolls, all that sort of thing. Sophia, how would you like to enter this room?
She just walks in.
Okie dokie. The man sort of like stops and he looks up at you, with a little bit of, a shock on his face, from seeing someone enter. And I will show you guys what this guy looks like. He's very broad. He is like all muscle, just built. He's got dark hair, a very square jawline, intense eyes is what I would call them, very maybe severe. And he's wearing a black turtleneck that goes up to his neck, obviously his turtleneck. And he kind of looks up at you, and there's a moment. Is there something you'd like to say to him?
Firewall?
He squints at you. Have we met?
No.
You seem familiar to me. He stands from his desk. He puts his pen to his teeth and then kind of points at you. Miss Mania.
Literally no one calls me that. But sure. Hi. Sophia.
Sophia. What can I do for you?
I heard some rumors and I have questions.
About your powers. Are they progressing well? Have you seen any side effects?
What do you know about my powers?
Only from what I've seen of the charts. I wasn't specifically overseeing your treatment, but they did use a lot of my research.
Your research, specifically.
Yes, of course, I pioneered the process.
Yeah, that's the thing. I heard it's not going so well.
Yes. Well, some of the experiments with the less powerful subjects did not go quite as well as I had hoped, but their pain was brought about a lot of interesting side effects.
What's different between them and me?
Well, I'd have to look. Do you mind?
No.
All right. He moves around his desk, and he's 6'8". He's a very tall and broad man, and you see him walk up to you, and he reaches out to touch your shoulder and arm.
She'll let him.
Okay. As he does, you feel this intense sort of burning almost, as you feel your powers being pulled, almost like somebody is like ripping at your skin, or like taking the breath from your lungs, as he like his eyes begin to glow this like dark black, as he's sort of taking stock of what you have inside of you. It is not pleasant. It is very painful, and it is makes you feel, I mean, like your powers are being pulled out of you in a way. You let him do it?
Yeah, she'll take it.
Okay. He takes his hand off of your arm, and you see him sort of like flick his wrist up so that there is a magical rune marking, like you've seen with Billy, but it is very geometric. There's no round corners. It is and it is a dark black and red sort of magic that he has going over his hand. Well, it seems that your abilities have surpassed what they had expected. That is good. And it doesn't seem to be killing you at a significant rate. Have you felt tired recently? Have things been affecting you emotionally more than others? He closes his hands and the magic goes away.
No more so than usual.
And you've always had quite the temper, haven't you?
Sure.
Yes. Those who have a bit more anger in their bodies tend to manifest the physical attributes that you have gotten.
What other kind of powers do people get?
Well, it depends completely on their makeup and their abilities to connect to the weave. It just depends on what they have stored inside them already. Your family is known for your cat-like abilities, the ears, all of those such things. Yours manifested in a physical way to reflect what was already inside of you. Your anger, your strength, your ability to connect to your emotions and push them forward.
But it's not killing me.
Of course, it's killing you. Just not as quickly as the others. You can't expect to have power thrust inside of you and not have your mortal body be affected.
Dr. Valentine told me it just unlocked what was already there.
You see him like scoff and he turns away from you. Dr. Valentine is a hack, taking information and research from others and manipulating it to his own whims and devices.
And you're experimenting on people in a weird basement.
Yes, I do what I can. My research has been restricted as of late, which I'm sure you are aware if you have found me here.
Because you're killing people?
Well, I'm giving people powers, whether they live or die is in their blood.
Did they ask for you to give them powers?
Most.
But not all.
Some people are so desperate for anything, money, power, knowledge, they will do what it is necessary to get those things.
Right.
You went into a program very similar. Did you know all of the risks? I mean, clearly
I
not if
did.
you're asking me these questions.
I thought I did.
Yes. Well, if you'd like to go under the knife, as they say, and I could do a bit more research into what you've got going, I intend to start the facility up in the next week or so. There are quite a few vagrants in this city that will not be missed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Firewall. I can't let you do that.
You can't let me do that. I don't understand. Do you intend to stop me in some way?
I'd just crush his face with my fists.
All right, we're gonna take our break real quick before we get into this fight. Thank you guys for hanging out. Go take a go to the bathroom, get a beverage, get a snack, and we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes where we will get into the repercussions of this fight. So we'll see you in a
Sophia's
minute.
actions.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. Sophia has thrown a punch towards fucking Mecca. Thrown a punch towards Firewall. And I'd like you to directly engage a threat, please, my dear. See how this goes.
Okay.
All right.
That's a 7.
That is a 7. Pick one, please. From the list of directly engaging a threat.
Want to create an opportunity for my allies.
All right, perfect. So you turn, and as he is sort of walking away from you, you throw a punch at him. It makes contact, and he kind of, you hit him in the shoulder. Are you aiming for his face? Back of his head?
Yeah.
Fighting dirty. You hit him in the back of his head, and you feel this wave come off of him as you do, this sort of black ichor, the magic that you felt as he was touching you. And as you do this damage to him, let me just pull up the other thing real quick. You feel this wave pass over you, and as it does, you feel the strength in your body fade slightly. And I would like you to take the condition afraid as you feel your strength moving out of your body towards him. Jupiter, you see this happen in front of you. What would you like to do?
Where is he at this point?
He's in the middle of the room. He kind of turns as this happens. He looks none too pleased at the what is going on in the room. He seems very appalled that Sophia would attack him in such a way, and you can kind of see the magic billowing out of his hands, this dark presence flowing over his body.
Jupiter's gonna drop from the ceiling and turn into herself again, except like, and how tall is he?
He is 6'8".
She's gonna turn into like a 7.5 foot tall version of herself.
Uh-huh.
So she's towering over him,
Yeah.
right behind him, and then she's
Okay.
gonna tap on his shoulder and be like, "Hey," like right in his ear.
Okay. Is there a move that you would like to do, or are you just trying to throw him off?
I'm mostly just trying to throw him off because it looks like he's gearing up to do some shit at Sophia.
Yes, he is. Would either of you like to a punch is not very loud, and they are kind of at the end of the stairs, like Scooby doing their way down. Would anyone like to say anything to signal to your friends that there is something going on?
Could I say that I've been listening through one of their phones?
If you like to, yeah. You're a technomancer, techno
Yeah.
dancer.
I've
way down there.
I've got a very high tech thing on my
It's very intriguing.
whatever this
her
is.
system. Yeah. Her.
Yeah.
I get very confused by it.
Yes.
It's like I end
yes.
up doing a dance while trying to listen through.
Compels me though. But yeah, so Danny, you know that there is some shit going on. You're gonna have to run down the hallway to get down there.
I just start running. I don't even tell anybody. I mean, I assume that me running will be a signal.
Yeah, I start running behind.
All right. The three of you move down the hallway. As you tap Firewall on the shoulder, and he turns and looks at you, there's just rage on his face. He looks very upset by the situation. Like almost put out, like, how dare you come into my space and do this to me? He is going to reach out to you, Jupiter, and let me pull up my other sheet so I have all my notes. And he is going to grab you by the throat, and I would like you to he is going to start to you feel sort of what Sophia was feeling earlier as he starts to pull sort of your essence out of you. You feel your body manipulated on its own as if your shape-shifting ability is moving in reverse. And from this 7.5 foot tall visage that you had, you feel yourself shifting back to your original form, like your alien form, which is very similar to your normal form. But he is sort of sucking that out of you as he is holding you by the throat. You do not need to take a condition for this, but you can, and this is sort of a realization to you that this is not something that you thought could be done. You are an alien. This is like your DNA allows you to do this, and yet he is still like taking this ability from you. You go from being on your feet to being dangling from his hand, with your toes up 1.5 feet off the ground. Yeah. Everyone else is in the room. You see before you this hulking being. Danny, you recognize this being very, very well. They are holding Jupiter by the throat as you see the sort of black magic seeping from Jupiter into his hand and up his arm. His eyes are fixed on her as if he is focusing very closely on this.
Oh my god. He's somehow formed this alien in front of us that none of us know. I've never seen her alien form, so...
She looks mostly... Do you want to describe what Jupiter looks like normally?
Yeah, no, non-shapeshifter Jupiter just looks a little bit, I mean, she's actually a little bit taller than she normally makes herself, like, for school and stuff. She's a little bit closer to 6 foot now, so she's not quite like, no, she's like 5'9". And she's a little bit taller, a little more angular, and her eyes are glowing white.
Skin's a little more purple.
Yeah, skin's a little bit more purple. Almost has like more of a like translucent type quality. Like she just looks a little bit more like non-corporeal. That makes sense. Like if you look like peripheral vision, you'd lose her.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't see like a solid her. But like when you're staring like normally, like you would, but she's easy to like lose in peripheral vision.
All right. Who wants to act first?
We do the start a combat thing so we can get some team in the pool.
Look at you reminding me how to play
like I run
this
this
game. It's like you
sometimes.
know what you're doing. Yes. So we are going to start combat. Adding team to the pool. Oh no.
And we're starting with 4, unless you want to clear it.
It was at 3, wasn't it?
Yes, but there's 1 added at the start of every session.
Right.
And unless you added some, and I have not yet.
No, I have not added anything. So you are going to adding team to the pool. When you enter battle against a team, add 2. So you are at 6. Do you want to do that? Okay. Who is going to be the leader in this situation? Who do you guys feel like is calling the shots?
It's either Sophia or Danny.
I was going to say Sophia because she just waltzed in and threw the first punch.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have influence over the other teammates?
Not me.
Not
Danny is
Danny.
gonna throw things off with most
It
of
sure
this.
is. Oh no, what's gonna happen?
And everybody else, but
Do you guys
can't
all?
help you.
Yeah. Does everyone have the same purpose in this fight?
Stop
Yeah.
him.
Danny.
Unless you
Nice.
count Nancy and Jupiter's tendency towards murder.
I'll
As
give
long
it to you.
as- I'd say just subdue this person. And
Stop the
yeah,
bad
stop,
guy.
not kill.
Yeah. So go ahead and add another team. If the team member, does anyone mistrust the leader of this team?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Is your team ill-prepared or off balance? I don't think so. I think you guys knew what you were getting into, especially if Sophia's going in first. All right. That sounds good to me. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. What do you guys want to do in this fight?
I have
Who's
a
going
question.
first? Yes, ma'am.
Maybe me. With my psychic constructs, could I make him see the room go dark and just see like one like 5 or 6-year-old in the corner?
Let me look at your
Or is that
psychic
beyond my
constructs.
ability?
Where's your psychic constructs? Where's that?
It's just one of my moves.
One of her abilities.
It's just one
Okay.
of the power sets you can pick.
Oh, I see. Let me just look it up real quick.
Because what
That's
I
like
want to do.
Psylocke, right? Okay. Yeah, so you can create constructs out of psychic energy. So you can like create weapons or like it's kind of like well, I guess I don't like a spiritual weapon sort of situation, or you like a Green Lantern, so you can create like weapons or items or that sort of thing out of this psychic energy. If you wanted to do like manipulate his brain to think he's seeing something else.
Oh, that'd be my memory manipulation, maybe?
Memory manipulation, or if you have an ability to sort of memory manipulation would be like
Pass.
manipulating his memory and not like
Okay.
making him see visions right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm
But
holding
with-
it right now.
Okay.
I mean, I guess just to start off, Billy will just power up.
All right, roll for me, my dude.
Got one condition, so that's a 12. All right, I just get 3 burns. So he's got Jupiter in his hands, right?
He's got the whole world in his hands. Jupiter's world. Jupiter.
Yeah. Gosh. I want to do something there, but I know Jupiter can mostly handle herself. You know, Billy has been around these ladies long enough to know he doesn't need to. They're not damsels in distress.
That's true.
So I think instead, yeah, I think Billy's just gonna come in and basically try and sucker punch him, but with magic, and so gonna
All right.
shoot a reality storm.
All right.
And I will spend an additional burn to reduce collateral damage.
Okay, so you're gonna roll freak instead of danger?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Doing a whole lot just to get myself an extra +1 on these, which is apparently what I needed.
All right,
That's only a
it is.
7.
All right. So you are able to channel a destructive burst with your powers, and so what does it look like?
I think he comes in and he's basically doing a Kamehameha, but you know, a couple of quick circles and then just a beam of energy. But much more focused than Billy usually shoots out.
Yeah. So you're able to do this. You don't have any. Let's see. Yep. You You don't cause any unwanted collateral damage around you. It's very focused. Jupiter, he does drop you out of his hand. You feel your abilities slowly coming back. Like the physical touch is what was drawing it from you. And now that he doesn't have that contact anymore, you can kind of feel it building back up in your body. He turns to the door and looks at the 3 of you coming in. And his eyes are completely like black with this sort of ichor coming off of them. And Danny, he makes eye contact with you and just says, Danny?
What's up, old man?
Who wants to do the next thing?
After I say that, my hands start glowing. I'm gonna try and use magic. My hands start glowing in like in a weird like way, like a kind of a luminescent white, and then like I want to pretty much make holes in space and just like start punching.
Okay.
But like
So-
all of them, all the fists like appear on his face.
Okay, so you're making portals.
Yes.
Or you're doing like astral
more like
Oh.
astral stuff, like
Okay.
more like making it like a mech, like when you're controlling a mech, it's like hands appear out of thin air, pretty much.
Oh, I
like,
see. Okay. So,
illusions.
flavored as if it is electrical stuff. So you are going to use your magical aptitude. What do you roll for that? Is that just your unleash
It's
your
just
powers?
that's just my power, so
Okay.
I guess a freak.
All right. Yep.
Or would it
give me
be
a-
danger because I'm directly engaging a threat? I have no idea.
It would be either one. You have
Okay,
one
both
for
of
both.
I have one for each, so it's fine. I'll do freak.
It just depends on what you want to do from the list.
Oh yeah, that's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll do danger then, because I get more stuff.
Okay.
9.
That's a 9. So on a 7 to 9, pick one. Either resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
We do
I'd
have
like-
6 in the pool, so we could
Mhm.
spend 1 and bump that up to a 10.
That's true.
I'll just do the 7 to 9. I'm
You
going
sure?
to try and.
It's almost a free
Ooh.
resource that we never
That's
use.
true.
That's true.
That's
They
true.
never
Oh,
use it. It's
I'll
true.
use it while I'm here.
We
Why
really
not?
Well,
never use
somebody
it.
from the group has to say how they're
Help.
helping.
Yeah.
Oh,
Got this.
Sophia's got it. What's you doing?
After I punch him, if I see Danny moving in, I hold that fucker's head in place. Get punched.
Okay,
All right.
I'm going to surprise him,
Okay.
and I would like to resist or avoid their blows. Actually, no,
Okay.
yeah, I'll do that because I don't want to get punched.
That's fair. All right. So as you do this, these spectral arms come out and start to punch him in this way, and you see him sort of like reeling back from your magical ability. The last time he saw you, you were not able to do this, and the fact that you're even attempting to fight him is kind of above his like mental capacity.
Understanding.
Like, yeah, he's like, what you know, like he's too big for that. And so he takes these hits, and he Sophia, you grab him around the waist, and he's kind of like looking towards you, looking towards Danny in sort of a confused manner. You see these blows hitting him. They do seem to be affecting him in a physical way. And he is going to take a condition from this. He is going to take angry. Especially from all of the other things that are going on.
Did he drop Jupiter from this?
Yes, Jupiter has been
Yeah.
dropped
Okay.
at this point. And he, you see him beginning to power up. Sophia, you feel as you are holding him, if you continue to hold him, you feel that your strength is continuing to be sucked from you. So if you continue to keep your arms around him, your strength will continue to diminish.
And
All
while
right.
that's happening,
Yeah.
are there like straps and stuff around the room from from the beds?
The beds are in the other rooms. What did you want to do with them?
Well,
Because
what
he's
I
in his
want-
office.
I can either make with my construct come
Mhm.
up with like ropes or straps. But
Yeah.
I want to take them and like kind of wrap them around him to kind of pin his arms down. to his
Yeah, you
side.
want to constrict him. Absolutely. You can do that. You don't need anything like any sort of actual physical thing. You can just create those.
I'll do
So if that's what you want to do, let's have you roll. You are attempting to... I mean, I'm guessing this is unleash your powers or defend. I'll give you either or.
I'll say unleash my powers. That makes sense to me.
Okay. Go ahead and make a roll. Dang,
I got a 10.
y'all. Y'all. Okay. So you unleash your powers on a 10. You do it without a problem. You see these. What color are they? What do they look like?
They're black and wide, kind of like almost like that super thick rubber that you would use that kind of can stretch, but it can't. But they
Yeah.
have buckles on it. So, or no, they have the hooks. So I want to like have a bunch of them just kind of wrap around up and down
Yeah.
his body.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys see these restraints sort of form around him, Sophia. You can see them like moving almost through you to restrict his arms, go to his side, and you see his like he's doing raptor arms and his like legs get together so he cannot move from this position. Perfect. All right, who's next? Who hasn't gone?
I think I was the last one.
I think everybody's gone now.
Yeah.
Didn't. Oh well, this was a new round because you guys.
Oh.
It took you.
Oh,
it took
I
the
didn't
three of you
go
around.
after
Yeah, so
he
Sophia
dropped
and
me.
Jupiter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't go.
Right.
So I see these like
Round.
buckles
Yep.
like going around him. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm still probably like in front of him
Yeah.
on the ground. So I'm gonna take that opportunity and she's gonna, dig deep for some cool assassin moves and she's gonna do like a backflip. But as she's doing that, she's gonna kick him right like square in the chest as these things wrap around him and throw him like backwards.
All right. It sounds like you're trying to directly engage a threat.
Yep.
Let's do it. Make a roll, my dear. That's a 9. Do you guys want to use a team from the pool to make it a 10?
Probably.
Might as well.
All right. Sophia's already used one this turn. Who wants to use it? And what do you do?
I could use the hands that I've already got out to just grab him in place by his shoulders.
Yeah. Well, she's flipping him. Grab his legs as he
Yeah, his
goes
legs.
down. All right. I like that. You kick him, and he is going to take another condition from this. And the wrong page I pulled up. All right. That sounds good to me, and it is his turn. Scroll all the way back down, please, PDF. Thank you
I have
so
to go.
much. Oh, you have to go. Right. Go ahead. What do you like
Okay,
to do?
I don't have to hold him anymore now.
Correct.
Is he? So you flipped him over.
Mm-hmm. He's on
He-
his back on the ground, seemingly restrained.
I'm gonna pile drive my elbow just right into his face.
Okay. You'd like to directly engage a threat?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
We'll see how this goes. It's an 8.
That's an 8.
Whew.
All right. You are able to pile drive into him. What one thing are you going to pick from the list?
Man. I want to take something from him.
Okay. What would you like to take?
Unless consciousness is an option.
Fortunately, not yet.
Okay. Confidence.
Confidence. Okay. I like that. Okay. So you pile drive into him. These bands are wrapping around him, and he is pissed. His confidence is at an all-time low. His ego is at an all-time high, which seems to be counterproductive, but he is I just picture him as like an 80s businessman who doesn't like think that anything bad can happen to him.
He's Biff.
He's Biff. He's Biff. You're right. So as you do this, you feel the breath leaving his body, and he is going to, like, you see his eyes with this dark ichor pouring out, and he sort of shouts into the air. And as he does, he is casting a spell with this black, like, that's not goo, it's more like a dust that passes over the room, and everyone that he can see feels this magic wash over them. Billy, your mouth gets covered in a black sort of magical restriction. You're unable to speak. Sophia, your arms are strapped to the side of your body, so you are restrained from using your arms. Nancy, your eyes get covered from this black ichor and you are unable to see for the moment. Jupiter, your legs sort of stick to the ground as this magic pulls over you and sort of grounds you. And Danny, your magic, you feel it kind of pushing over through your helmet, and you feel this connection to your ability to connect to your suit is diminished in this time. So for the next round, you all have these restrictions placed upon you.
I think I want to manipulate his memory.
All right. How are you going to do that?
I'm going to be like, Firewall, man, hey, we're your past students. We're just here to...
No.
Wait, okay, so Firewall was never a teacher. He was he kept people experiments,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
you didn't care about them.
I'm gonna make him think he did care about us. and
Or
we're his
play to
greatest
his ego.
fans. Tell him how amazing it was.
We're
that he-
your biggest fans. We're your
Oh
fan
yeah,
club.
I like that.
I'm the president of your fan club.
So you begin to weed your way into his mind. Go ahead and unleash your powers to see how this goes.
Ah, jeez. Cool. I got a 5.
Oh
Michael, I wasn't
boy.
going to see a miss this session.
Right? I didn't think so either.
I got a mark
You can only
10.
use 2, right? To get it up?
I mean, theoretically, everyone on the team could spend one, but that would be 3 of our 4 remaining,
Yeah, that's a lot.
or 2 of the 4
Mhm.
remaining.
It's up to you guys what you want to do with it.
I don't think we need to. There's enough tricks everybody else has.
I don't think, because of my magic is being expressed, I don't think I even would notice that you're trying to do this.
That's fair. Your vision does go blank as the power in your suit is kind of like wavered away from your body.
As soon as this happens, probably the rippling thing comes down, my
Mhm.
visor would turn off.
Sure. So Nancy, you reach out with your powers. Your eyes are covered from this experience, and you reach out to where you think he is, and you feel you're trying to feel towards his brain and towards his mind, and as you do, you get a hold of a mind, and as you start to like maneuver your way through it, you start to see visions of a beautifully lush planet that has like very pastel colors to it, and you realize that you're in Jupiter's mind. You have not reached out into the correct mind in this instant.
My bad, Jupe.
But it's a nice memory that you see. Playing in the field.
See,
All right.
running away there wouldn't be so bad, guys.
No, it's not bad.
It's a nice place.
Who's next?
I cannot do anything.
You have other powers. You can still use your magic. You just can't connect to technology.
That's everything to me. I'm kidding.
It's everything.
Oof. Okay, so did he get knocked down, or did he like do this as he was mid the
He's on the
knockdown
ground.
maneuver?
Yeah, he's on the ground. Like you can tell that he is going to break out of these bonds next round.
Yeah. Billy's gonna do not a smart move. He's gonna go and basically just body slam into this guy and just go for the solar plexus, knock the wind out, try and keep him down so
Okay.
everyone else can recover.
So you're going to attempt to directly engage a threat?
Yep.
Okay. Give me your danger roll, please. Danger.
That's a 12.
Holy
It's been learning from
balls.
Sophia.
Sophia, you feel your arms restricted. You're trying to physically break out of this, and you see just out of the corner of your eye this flash of movement as Billy's cape billows behind him. His hat sort of flopped up in the breeze, and he's running towards Firewall. He jumps, and as he does, he places his hand on top of his other hand and just brings his elbow directly down right under the rib cage to like push all of the air out of Firewall, and you just see him go and he is going to take another condition from that.
And Billy will
Very
kind of turn
well
towards
done.
Sophia like,
Oh no, my
He-
arms are pinned.
He's not looking great. He is in a tough situation. So Sophia, Jupiter, Danny, is there anything you want to do right now?
I would like to walk and stand over him so he can see my face. And just be like, in the midst of battle, just talk to him for a second.
Sure.
And be like, you were a good hero for a little bit. You were, and I believed in you. I did. But I don't think you're redeemable anymore, not after all of this. And I'm going to put my foot on his neck. And
All right.
I'm going to use my move. They don't deserve forgiveness.
Ooh, and what does that do?
So when you accuse an enemy of being irredeemable, you can mark 2 conditions to take influence over you away from them, which they did have. When you directly engage someone who has no influence over you, you can always choose one additional option, even on a miss.
All right. So
So-
go ahead and roll plus danger.
5.
Ooh,
Fuck.
that's a 5. You guys still have team in the pool. This is a
But-
pretty badass thing.
But I do still get to do one thing, even if I miss. So
That's true.
Now, I don't know if after seeing that display of like before, because he was absolutely like, we're just gonna stop him, and now you're trying to kill him. It's like, wait,
I'm not
what?
trying to kill him.
It looks
trying-
like it from here.
Yeah, I don't think we know that.
Yep. So I don't think you're gonna be getting much team to help out this time.
That's fair.
All right.
And so
what
for
are the
danger,
options that you have? Oh, from
I just get one
directly
additional
engaging. Okay.
Directly engage a threat. I'm going to frighten them. I
Okay.
think.
All right. So as Danny is talking over Firewall, you see his eyes sort of like he was like a caged animal, like looking from person to person, and his eyes lock on Danny, and his brows tighten a little bit as if Danny's words have affected him in this way, and there's a little bit of humanity sort of seeping through as he looks up at his son, and these words sort of hit home. Y'all, he's still restraining. What you want to do?
Nothing bad happens to me from getting a miss.
Not yet.
While this has been going on, Jupiter's just been like struggling to like move and like get like her feet going, and she's like, I need something to throw or cut or whatever, and she's just like using all of her powers. She's looking around, she's like, what, like frantic, like I don't like not being able to move, and she just kind of like, she's like, God, like with her hands, and then all of a sudden these throwing knives appear in her hands. They're just there all of a sudden. Like, that's new, but okay. So she wants to unleash her powers and throw these not at him like there, but she wants to like pin him down to the floor to like reiterate.
I will say that with this ability, you can choose to do like non-lethal with these, as they are like spectral in nature.
Right.
You can use them as a like as a knife or as like a psychic damage sort of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I would like to throw the knives at him in a non-lethal but psychic damage way.
Solid. All right, go ahead.
Would that be directly engage a threat or unleash
Yes,
my powers? Probably.
I would say directly engaging a threat, since you're like doing a throwing thing.
Okay.
You have already created these.
I missed the click. Submit.
All right, that's an 8. Would pick one from the list, please.
I would like to create an opportunity for my allies.
Okay. These daggers pierce into him, and as they do, you see the black ichor sort of phase away from his eyes, and they become human. They become what they were before, and his eyes don't leave you, Danny, but you can see sort of blood trickling from his mouth in a non-lethal way, and his sort of fight is leaving him as he's doing this. And Sophia, you're up last. What would you like to do?
I want to knock him unconscious.
Let's do it. You want to directly
Yes.
engage a threat?
Yeah.
Throw it.
That's
That's a full hit.
10. Y'all, these are flat rolls.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
All right.
I'm -2 to these.
Yeah. So you just punch him in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna
Yeah,
knock him
just
out,
keep doing that.
All
It's
right.
working.
Yeah, you see Danny as he's looking up at you, this look of like maybe he's kind of rethinking his ways. He's seeing you as he hasn't seen you before. And Sophia, you just come in and just deck him across the face. And as you do, the restraints sort of fade away. His body flops to the ground as he goes unconscious, and there is a wave of magic that flows off of him as this happens. And Danny and Jupiter, you feel it sort of pierce into you. All of you have the restraints dropped from you. Jupiter, you fall back. Danny, you fall back as well. And you're going to take one condition from this.
Oof. Afraid. I've already marked 2 other conditions for my move, so
Fair.
I've got 3 conditions marked now.
Jupiter, what are you
Sorry,
taking? Luckily, this fight is over.
I will also take afraid.
Okay. Jupiter, you've been very confident in your abilities and your alienness, that no one can hurt you, no one can like take something from you, but in this fight you have seen that is true, and that is something that can happen to you, and it shakes you to your core. And Danny, you have thought about this moment for a long time, about taking your dad down and like finally stopping him and catching him. And now that you've sort of been face to face with him, it's not what you thought it was. It's a lot harder. This is the man who raised you, who you looked up to and you felt was someone worth the world to you. And you can see that now that he is unconscious on the floor, sort of just splayed out a little bit. And the combat is over.
I take my foot off of him, I guess, and make sure he's okay.
When were you gonna tell us he was your dad?
Did he actually say that out loud?
No, but he
we
said
You
don't know.
did. You said,
did I?
"Hey, pops."
No?
I
You said,
did
"Hey,
say
old
old
man."
man.
Oh
I said,
man.
I did say, "Hey, old man."
Okay.
whatever you said. I was like, oh, that's his dad. Whatever.
Everyone got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think it was necessary. He's a villain. I'm a hero. That's it. And being my
Who
dad
had-
has disappeared over years, so I don't really care anymore.
Who had
Oh yeah,
whose
you
boot on
definitely
whose
don't
neck?
care.
Hmm? Oh, well. It sends a message.
Right.
It's not like I killed him. Don't think I'll be able to.
Can I create like a magical sausage casing to put over his body so he doesn't, so he can't move?
Yeah, you can. Why don't you make a spectral gurney?
Put him in a body bag.
I imagine like you can get him out of here in an easy way.
Yeah.
Okay.
His head's sticking out, so he's alive.
Yeah. All right, you have captured Firewall, the known villain, by yourselves. What are you guys gonna do now?
We
Let's stick him
have
in
to
the
turn him
bean.
over to somebody.
Yeah.
Is
Let's
there an
take-
authority in this world?
Yeah, I mean, there are the heroes, and there are like different sects of like, if you want to like send him to a like a prison, you'd have to go through some of the more notable, like you could find a hero and just be like, oh, we found this guy. There would be a lot of questions if it was just a rando. The heroes here know a lot of heroes that they could talk to if they'd like.
I I want, is there anything electronic around? Like that I can pick up and turn into something else? I guess I should ask before I do this. Would I be able to create something with my like alien tech power so that I could just contact Thalassophobia and be like, hey, we did a dumb thing and caught a villain. Do you want to take him from us?
Yeah, yes.
We know
okay, so
Thalassophobia won't yell at us.
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. He won't. So you
Or
sort
can I
of
just do that with my
you hook up your system, and actually Danny helps you. Technomancer, you guys are able to put out a signal that I would say it's like just like a very cryptic message that goes out into the world. You guys wait about 15 minutes, 20 minutes until you feel sort of the air dries up a little bit. And as you turn around, you see behind you in this dark, dingy basement, coming from one of the shadows. Danny, you've never seen this before. There is a dark blue spectered vision that moves out of the darkness. You've heard of Thalassophobia, but you've never seen him before. And he kind of moves out into the light just a little bit, just enough to keep like himself a little bit shaded. And he kind of looks to the four or five of you, looks to Firewall. How did you find him?
Hey, what's up? My name's Technomancer. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, I know who you are.
Nancy's kind of like, points at him.
Oh no, I was introducing myself as the person who found him.
You've been keeping
It's,
tabs on your father?
It's okay. He's cool.
I know all about him.
I look.
Oh, I thought she
is-
was
is-
saying you were cool.
Are they masked?
Yes.
I look at them.
There is no technology at all on this person.
I assume not, but I look at them. Look at the probably facial expressions behind a mask. Is it like directly on their face, or is it like? over?
There is a sheet. You can't really see a lot of expressions. You see like the shadow of a nose and like a mouth. It is very hard to read their expression.
Mhm. Whatever. I'm sure you're a notable hero for these guys to call on you. Therefore, I don't have to be suspicious of you. I hope.
No,
If you-
he's cool. No need for teen angst here.
Big sigh.
Sorry, I'm a bit stressed right now.
Jupiter's gonna like put her hand on his shoulder and like release a little bit of like a calming pheromone to kind of like see if she can mellow him out a little bit.
Mhm. It's a nice smell. It
Can
reminds
you-
you of
can
your
you see-
childhood.
Oh,
good
that's
memory.
not good.
A
Okay.
good memory of your childhood.
Good memory. It
Your
evokes
mom baking
calm.
biscuits.
I miss her.
I assume you got here in a
Commandeered vehicle.
best
Just
if
every
you
portal
leave.
here.
Better
Thought
go
the
home
line
before anyone
curse was
finds
broken.
you.
What was that?
I said I thought Jupiter's line curse was broken.
No, it still has a few more hours at least.
We made
Did
our
I-
way here. I don't think it's really your concern. What is your concern is we caught a villain. He was a very bad villain. And that's the important thing here.
It is. Except for you did it without orders and you went rogue. So I think what's best for everyone is that you go home without incident, and I will take this as a bonus.
Thank you. I turned him into sausage, so he should be easy to deal with.
He nods.
We'll try not to do this again, but I can't promise that.
He
I can
walks
promise not to do anything.
You better stop talking.
he walks over to the gurney, the spectral gurney, and you see him sort of move his hand over, and as he does, Nancy, you can feel the restrictions sort of lifted as he maneuvers the molecules inside of Firewall's body to sort of float him next to him. And he says, I don't expect you to not do this sort of thing, and I think you should go home. I'm not going to clean up all your messes, but good job.
Thanks.
Okay, fine.
To the bean.
Let's go before we get yelled at.
Or they change their mind.
You guys make your way back to the bean. You were able to start it up, Danny, as you did last time, and you start making your way back. Are there any conversations you'd like to have on the drive home?
So why don't you have a team?
Because I took a break from school to go do hero work, actual hero work, not just taking clues, but that was part of it. Then I came back this year and they couldn't find one for me, so
Hmm.
yeah, I'm teamless right now, but I'm sure the school will figure something out.
Do you think it's maybe because you have a hard time relating to people?
I'm fine out of school. It's just in school I want to focus and not end up like a villain.
Well, if you ever want to work on a team, you got to get over the whole keeping secrets thing.
I have no more keep secrets to keep. If
Well,
that means
there-
anything.
While they're talking about this, I'm whispering to Jupiter, like, wow, why does Sophia hate him so much?
I don't know. Maybe it's because he didn't tell us the whole story before we went there.
Like, Nancy's just not bothered by that whatsoever. She just kind of shrugs, like, all right, whatever.
Hey, no shame. I say that because I know what it's like to keep shit to yourself.
It's toxic.
Also, if you
just-
think focusing is what it takes to be a hero, that's that's almost the opposite. Like if you focus too hard, you're gonna lose sight of everything and the things that are important, the things that matter, and you'll forget what it is you're fighting for.
Like friends and pizza.
Right. Yeah. Well, I guess in introductions in order. Hello, my name is Danny Lane. As a reintroduction, I am trying my best to not freak out right now. And my dad's going to jail.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, Danny. Thank you for
Hi,
sharing.
Danny. That's
Do you
nuts.
want me to make you feel more calm?
He looks at you like, what did you just say to me?
Let it happen.
Okay.
Uh,
she's
It's
just
fine.
gonna,
It's probably not poison.
yeah. So she's just gonna like sit down. Are we like sitting, standing?
Yeah, there's benches. You can sit if you'd like.
She's gonna like sit next to him and just face him and like take his hands, and she's just gonna like have him like do some breathing stuff with her, and then she's just gonna like slowly release like a very calming like pheromone scent, and it's gonna just relax him. Like it just like you feel all the tension like kind of release out of your body, and like your thoughts kind of stop racing a little bit, and you just feel a little bit more centered. Like, I mean, it still sucks, right? Like your dad's going to prison, but like you can kind of like slow down the thought process and kind of like start to process how you're feeling. Better?
well, I guess, yeah.
Less panic?
Thank you, Jupiter, who's a hero now, is also Jupiter.
I mean, yeah, I can shapeshift into whoever I want, so I don't really need a superhero name or disguise. I can always be somebody else.
So how does people refer to you then?
Just Jupiter. If I want to be somebody else, I'll change into a random person, and I
go
will just
by Jupiter as well?
just go by like Anna or another
Ah.
name if I want to be incognito.
I call her Jackass sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And she'll just
Yeah.
like change herself into like a totally different person. See, this is the one where she called me Jackass for the first time.
I have a
That's
question
Jackass.
about that. If you shapeshift into something that can camouflage into something invisible, or like if you turn part of you into like a person and then have it be elongated as like a slim bit of camouflage and then have another person, could you technically be two people?
I don't know. I've never tried it.
It's just like as long as there's a connection between the two, it's technically the same entity.
Yeah, probably. I don't think I would really be able to like move independently because it would be like connected. But yeah, I could probably do that.
Okay, no offense, but this team has hit its nerd quota.
Sorry, I just get curious. Especially when it comes to different powers.
It's okay. We're kind of the weirdos anyway.
Yeah, we
Really,
Trouble
I think you
finds
guys were
us.
badass in there, to be honest.
Well, most people just see Billy's big
Troublemakers?
hat and me and Jupiter running down the hallway for class. So
I think I've seen that before, yes. Hey, look, it's nothing. There's no worries. It's just like, I have like 20 alarms set. so I don't so I wake up,
Totally
then-
a normal thing to do.
and then I turn them off with my powers during sleep. So I end up being late to class pretty much. Yeah.
Are there any clocks you can't manipulate?
Like ones that don't have machinery in it, I guess.
Is that
Well,
a thing?
electronics, or can we get you one that's just like pure cogs and
I mean-
clockwork gears?
I guess you could, but those things break down quite a lot.
We'll get you a sundial. It'll be fine.
Sundial with an alarm.
Well, so what they used to do was you would have candles that had like little tacks in the wax, and so when it burned down, it would fall on the like metal plate the candlestick was on, and that was your alarm.
We'll
gonna
build you a
Rube
Rube
Goldberg.
Goldberg machine. Don't worry about it. Handled. Look at that. 2 problems. 1 day. We've done it.
The bean goes back into the station. You guys are able to find your way back to your dorm.
So there's no teacher waiting outside as soon as we land.
No, you were able to block the GPS. No one is the wiser besides Thalassophobia to your endeavors this evening. It is about midnight when you guys return home. Curfew is passed, but you're able to sneak back into the dorm and sneak back to your rooms. Final goodbyes for the evening.
Well, thank you a lot, guys, for helping me, even though you were probably suspicious of me. I do appreciate it. Yeah.
Just call us if you need anything.
Yeah, to be fair, we're suspicious of everybody after what's been going on at the school recently. So like it's not just you.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
Yeah,
take it
you're
personally.
fine.
If you ever need a hacker or any kind of person who's good with machines, just hit me up.
If you want to look
And-
more at this thing,
Yeah, that was weird.
yeah.
I think it'd be cool to play around with it. And he just quickly checks his phone. He's like, I've got to be at a rave tomorrow. Okay, see you guys later. And he just runs off to his room.
Danny moves down the hallway, down the stairs to his floor. You guys move back into your own rooms, and that's where we're gonna end it for the evening. Thank you. Oh, is there one thing you wanted to do, Alex?
Yes, I think as
Alex
they're
has that
all,
look.
Mhm.
yes, as they're all splitting up, Billy will just kind of quickly grab Sophia's hand, just like, so should we try again tomorrow night, or
Yeah, that was a total bust.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything tomorrow.
okay, well, we'll get some sleep and talk tomorrow.
Hey, good punch. Seriously.
Yeah, that's still. Does it always bruise?
Yeah, well, you can't stop at the point of impact. You have to have some follow through or jar your joints.
Gotcha.
We'll work on it.
Yep.
Good night.
And that is where we will end things for the evening. Thank you guys so much for putting up with all my bullshit and for hanging out with me tonight playing our games. We have end of session things, stars and wishes, end of session things for masks. We're gonna power through them because I know it's late already, sorry. But does anyone have, whether they've grown closer to the team, further away from the team, stars and wishes, anything like that already prepared? Sophia.
I'm
Savannah,
gonna
go
say,
ahead.
yeah, Sophia grew closer to the team. I think because Jupiter backed her dumb plan of just walking in there and then sort of had her back in there. I think Jupiter made her feel the most welcome, even though I think everybody did. It was a good team episode, I think. So we'll give influence to Jupiter.
Perfect. Do you already
unless
have
you
it?
already have influence over me.
Okay, go ahead and shift the labels. Savannah, is there stars and
One
wishes
up, one
ready?
down. Yeah, and I'm gonna mark potential instead of clearing a condition because I have a problem. Yeah, my star is going to go to Nancy. /Tanya for branching out and doing some really fun new things with Nancy's powers. It was awesome. I thought it was great. And the sausage casing idea was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. So yeah, Nancy's like doing new stuff and having new ideas. And I think it's really fun. She's getting all creative. And so is Tanya. I think it's great. And my wish is for Billy and Sophia to get to go on a date. Successfully.
Yes.
No matter how many attempts it takes.
Boy, there is a part of me that's like, just kind of make things happen as it
Just
goes, so they
ruin it.
never get to go on a date.
Ruin it every time. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
That's
all right. Who's next?
I can go because I will
ahead.
tell Savvy that I shifted your freak up and your superior down
Yay.
on your moves. And I would say Jupiter grew closer to the team. And I'm gonna say in particular Nancy, because as soon as this random kid from our class came up to us, she was like, fuck it, let's go. And Jupiter was also kind of like, fuck it, let's go. So I love that Nancy and Jupiter have been just like down to do stupid shit recently. Damn the consequences. And they also might end up murder hobo villains. So you never know. Most likely to accidentally kill somebody or on purpose. And you already have influence over me. She'll shift those labels. And then my star is going to go to Alex for throwing our sorcerer into the role that Sophia and Jupiter usually take on, which is throwing the punches. But he actually just body slammed this giant adult bad guy. And I loved that moment. So that was great. And my wish is that Sophia and Billy go on a date. But also still that somebody finds out that Sophia and Jupiter made out. Because nobody knows.
Every
still.
week's secret wish.
Every week's secret. We just carry it over.
All right.
Nobody knows.
I always forget that happened until you remind me. And I'm like, oh, I did that. Oops.
Lovely. Beautiful. Who's next?
I'll go
Mac-
next.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I did not further my Ed McMahon hatred, so I have to mark a Doom track.
You do have to do that.
I would say got closer to the team, and same as what Rachel said, like she's kind of pulling some Jupiter energy, like, you know what? I'm gonna be a young person, not an old person. Fuck it, let's go. So I would say she
Murder
has,
hobos unite.
yeah. So she would have influence, and I changed your danger up, and I forget what else I did, Rachel. Sorry. Stars and wishes. I was gonna give my star to Sophia and a close second to Mecca. Mecca, because you're jumping into the group and it just completely works. You like knew what was going on. And for the same reason for Sophia, like you just seem to know what to do. And like, you know what? I'm just gonna go in and talk to him to Firewall and see what happens. Like, well, shit, that's direct. That's cool. And my wish is also that Billy and Sophia go on a date. That's all I want out of life right now.
All right, all of next episode, that's what it is. Get your popcorn.
No one else is invited. It's just me and
mean,
Alex in the session. Everyone
y'all-
else has to be in chat.
Oh no, I'm gonna make it
I'm okay
so
with
nice. Don't worry.
Y'all are at. I
I
hope you all
can't
know what
wait.
you're asking for, given how the house party
You-
scene is gone, how Savvy and
You
I
have
always
done
do
this to
themes.
yourselves.
I can't wait for like Nancy and Jupiter to just be like that scene from like a movie where they're just like peeking over the hedges, just like looking at the
Oh, yeah, the
thing.
sunglasses,
We're
big
crashing this
hats.
date.
Yeah.
If you don't think,
You-
if we're doing an entire date episode, if you don't think that we're in disguise in the fucking corner watching this, you are wrong.
Yeah.
You have brought this evil down upon your own heads.
Tanya, I shifted your freak up and your mundane down.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Perfect.
'Cause I kept my afraid condition.
Mhm.
All right, Alex, you want to go?
Yes, Billy is growing into his own image of himself. I'm trying to decide whether to drop superior or mundane. I'm probably gonna bump up probably danger. And so it's just a question of, do I want -2 mundane or just -1 and 2 stats? We'll drop superior because he was not doing much in the way of taking a lead or a stand in any of the
Yeah.
events of the evening.
Mhm.
So danger is 2, or yeah, danger is 2, freak is 2, savior is 1, and then I got 2 -1s. And then yeah, let's see, stars and wishes. I think star is going to go to I think Mecca for managing to convince us to join you in this harebrained, ill-advised scheme. Gosh. And then I think my wish is for, on the inevitable Billy Sophia date, for Nancy and Jupiter to be following along, but for Billy and Sophia to know this and just not let on that we know this. And part of it will be messing with them, part of it will just be like, that sort of thing, but for us to be aware of it the whole time. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't.
Love it. All right, next and last up for the players. Take it away, Mecca.
Okay, since was a one-off for me, I think my boy grew closer to the team, kind of, mostly to Jupiter, just because of how comforting they were and how willing they were to go along with the plans and everything, and like how they invited to the rest of the group, being like, yeah, this guy's just coming along, this random guy. Can we help him? Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah. And then was it Stars and Wishes?
Yeah, so say your favorite thing, either if it's something someone did or an event that happened, and then a wish for future episodes.
My star is for Sophia, just like immediately just punching my dad in the face. It was just incredibly funny to me. And just like the shock and surprise from him. And then my wish is also date related, but I'm going to be a gremlin and say, I hope something bad goes down. I hope something just terribly wrong just happens. That makes the date be like either, we have to deal with this now, just like more things adding onto the list, or like, oh, for God's sake, can we just have some peace?
Oh, nothing like that would happen in my game. That sounds terrible. Yeah, I will put that on the list.
Nancy
All
got to
right.
go on a date and nothing bad happened.
That's true.
Nancy's
Y'all are
the
more awkward
favorite.
though. I love Nancy and I love her date. Jackie's amazing. My stars and wishes for the evening. It's a very close. I'm gonna call it a tie, and then the DM so I can do that. Mecca, I love how willing you were to make it seem so sus when you came in and just like roll with it. Thank you so much for that. I will say that Mecca came up with most of the backstory on their own. Was not me. I just kind of flavored it a little bit more. And also to Jupiter and Rachel with their new powers, which was super cool. We actually got to, finagle them in, and you can explore them more next time.
One down, one to go.
One down, one to go. My wish is for us to, we'll do the date and then sort of get thrusted forward into the end game, so that we can start maneuvering our way towards finishing this fight and figuring out what we need to do to get towards the end, which I know has a lot to do with me and maneuvering this group, because I love your RP so much, but I would need to make sure that I, rein it in enough so that it's not a whole episode of, not progressing the plot. So that's on me. I will help do that without, constricting you guys too much, hopefully. But that's it. That's the end of our session. That's the end of the game tonight. Let's have everyone go around and tell people where they can find you, what you do during the week, where they can find you next. We'll start with the lovely, the beautiful Savannah.
Hello, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internet. You can find me on Twitter. When I'm not here, I am on twitch.tv/game nights, either playing in games or running them. I think the next time I'll be live over there is Thursday, but we have other stuff going on in the meantime. And watch our Twitter over there because we're about to announce like 3 new shows and Pathfinder, and yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on over there, so that's where I am most of the time.
All right, the thrilling and ever fantastic Rachel.
Hey, that's me. I'm here on Twitch at Rachel'swith or on Twitter and Instagram at Rachel_is_a_mess with a Z in the middle instead of an S. I always forget that one because I'm really bad with social media. And you can find me here on Sundays and anywhere else on the internet that my friends ask me to be.
All right.
I give up.
Next up is the charismatic and the caring Mecca.
I didn't expect it to be me. Okay. Hey, I'm Mecha or Mecha Spider on the internet. I am on Twitter at MechaLightSpider, where I tweet where I go live, and Mecha Spider on Twitch, where I also am super close to 100 on Twitter, which is exciting. And I just stream whenever the hell I feel like it, mostly like midnight past my time because I don't know when sleep is. Clearly, I'm awake right now.
And sometimes on Tuesdays.
Sometimes on, I was about to say that, sometimes on Tuesdays, I'm on LB's channel, but it's actually at a reasonable time for me. So yeah, it was lovely to play tonight with every single one of these lovely, wonderful people. And you should definitely go and follow them.
So wonderful to have you. I'm so glad that we could get you in. I'm sorry that it took so long. But next up is the bright and kind Alex.
Hello, I'm the bright and kind Alex, which I guess means I'm not charismatic or caring, but we'll address that off stream. Hello, I'm OMG Some Guy on the internet, mostly over on GGK, Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays, and perhaps Sundays soon. But Tuesdays, you should check out our shows there. LB and I just finished up our Savage Worlds game where we took out some Cthulhu-esque cultists, and y'all, it was the most a plan has ever actually gone off without a hitch. Like the dice were in our favor. She blew up someone with a lightning gun. It's a lot. Even if you don't watch the rest of the show, which you should watch the finale, which should be up on our YouTube soon. But yeah, that's me.
All right, and last but not least is the witty and beautiful Tanya.
Oh, hey, you can find me at Tanya Rowland pretty much everywhere on the internet. The Abominable Pugs, which are snoring so loud, I can't believe you can't hear it, on Instagram, and my weird podcast, Spider Facts with Billy. That's all I got.
And I'm LB Hackemup. You can find me at LB Hackemup on the Twitters and the Twitches, where we will be rebranding at some point when I have time. The next time this channel is going to be live is on Tuesday afternoon, where I'll be streaming Dead by Daylight, probably, unless I'm lonely, and then I will play Death's Door. It's a fun game, but I just love the new patch that has come out for Dead by Daylight, so I'll probably play that. And I might be joined by some other people on the stream. We don't know. Who knows? And then you'll see us on Thursday nights for Themeless Thursdays. Lauren and the gang are going to be hanging out playing games, and then on Friday Lauren is going to be playing by herself, unfortunately, because I'll be in Magic Kingdom. Check my Twitter for some cool photos for that. But yeah, that's it for this session. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thanks for being here and putting up with all of this for the weeks to come. And until next time, I'm LB Hackemup. Hack recklessly. Bye. Bye.